right. We're here. We did it. I think last time we did a frenzy, it was late November, and that was the episode where we were talking about what we want to see in this movie. So this is kind of a good follow-up, but that's way too long. I missed you guys.
Far too long. Way too long. Definitely miss hanging out with everybody and just getting to chat about fun stuff that we enjoy like this. And I miss you guys. I really, really miss you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great to see all y'all.
For those of you that are tuning in because you're riding that wave of Masters of the Universe chatter that's going on in the universe right now. If you don't know, Adam down below me, he is here representing the Battle Ram blog and He-Man.org, and he is an epic archive of He-Man knowledge and stuff. And Sean over here, Sean's a legend. I
Grayskull.
First fell in love with Sean listening to Legends of Grayskull podcast. He is amazing. Oz is I'd say Oz is the catacombs of Masters knowledge. And he and I started
cobwebs, yeah.
He and I started the frenzy when we used to call it Toy Frenzy, what feels like 1,000 years ago. We've never done a formal introduction, but I thought today would be a good opportunity to do that. It's been too long, and I think some people that might tune in may not have been here before. So
right, we just kind of expect them to know,
because that's what we're used to.
Right, because we always got the same people showing up, which is great, though. We love that. But, yeah, there might be some people tuning in tonight for the first time. So even though we're not paid sponsors or anything, but The Frenzy brought to you by Battle Ram blog and He-Man.org.
That's right. That's right. That's right. We are here to shamelessly promote those two archives.
Yes.
And also great places to get information on what's going on right now, because there's a ton of stuff happening in the Masters of the Universe world, and we're all super excited about this. And also, that doesn't keep us from offering up our critiques and our, there's always going to be critique when it comes to stuff like this. If you're interested in an IP like we are that has a large fan base, our fan base is intense sometimes. Brutal. And just as intense as Star Wars or DC or Marvel fan bases, but our fan base is skies out, thighs out, or I'm going home, right? So there's a lot of that.
It's funny, I didn't think about it like that for years. I just thought it was this great place where we're all real happy. And then I realized what the difference was. It was kind of dormant and there was nothing going on.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Everybody only had positive things to say about what had been and what we loved about it. Yeah. But the moment we started getting new media, new toys, suddenly all that negativity that comes from that I expect from other fandoms, but not in the He-Man fandom, just started rolling out all over the place. And I was like, ooh, where'd y'all get so nasty at? Come on.
We are in a different era for Masters. I often, this is a funny place to be. I often think fondly back on the time when I was when the internet was new and I was downloading pictures of action figures. Exactly, bud. Yeah, exactly. Just don't be mean to others.
Yeah, don't be a dick. Don't yuck other people's yum. I mean, it's cool to have your opinion. If you don't like something, that's fine, and you have every right to voice it.
Yeah.
But you don't have to tear it apart, and say how much you hate it, because honestly, that just makes it not so much fun for other people.
For those folks that get frustrated about stuff that they're seeing, when they see something new, whether a few years back with Revelation, and whatever it is, when they get frustrated with this, just please take a moment and remember there was a dark time for us Masters fans, where we didn't know that anything was ever going to come out.
And
before 2000X and after 2000X, So, anyways, enough of that. It's so good to see you guys. There's a lot of people in the comments.
Man, it is blowing up already. Hold on a sec. Bobby Dangerously here. He says, I'll be mean. Leave it up to me. Well, you know what, buddy? We love you, Bobby, and we wish you were here on screen with us, my friend.
We miss you, Bobby. Love you.
Really miss you.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
I can't even remember anymore. I got distracted because Bobby was here, and I'm blushing now because Bobby's not here.
So. Yeah, that's a throwback.
Oh, it's a big throwback. All right, should we try to run through it? Hold on a sec here. I'm getting a little rusty. Let me see. I want to make sure I got everybody. Some people don't like to star these when they go through them, but you know what? I like to because it's easier to keep track of everybody as they come in. Hey, no, not like you. Not like you. There's other people that go, oh, I don't like to star people's names. I'm like, yeah, you can shout that out all you like. I do it because it makes it easier on me, and it's about what I like. So, all right, here we go, guys. We got JMax77 in the house saying, it's finally happening. The good, bad, and everything in between. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. Got to agree with you. A lot of us have been very skeptical from the start with this.
Yeah.
Like, very skeptical. So it's, man, we'll get into it more. Let's get to everybody else. Cobweb Collector here, probably one of the biggest newer channels out that covers Masters of the Universe. Cobweb Collector, folks. Make sure you check them out.
I'm a huge fan.
Oh, my God, yeah. Our very own Vine Jungle Figure Factory here, who had a big, I know he must have exploded when Beastman popped on. Oh, man.
I think we're all happy with what we saw with Beastman. I'd be surprised if somebody wasn't.
Right. Honestly, I'm just hoping he's managed to come back down to the stratosphere at this point, because I knew he had to just rock it off. We have the amazing Duchess of Darkness here, folks. Look, guys, if it's not spooky season, but you need to get those chilly, creepy, spooky vibes, make sure you are checking out Duchess of Darkness channel. Guys, go check it out, subscribe, like, listen to her content. She is an amazing narrator. We have the Toon Yuka here with us saying, hey, I'm Yuka. Up at this early hours. Can I crash in with you guys? Do we want to go ahead and get that link?
Yeah, let's get Yuka in here.
All right. Well, let me run through the rest of these names, and I'll shoot that unless you got it covered.
I can do the little invite here. I think here.
Awesome. All right. We have Melansky in the chat saying, "Hey, how can you not be happy and excited with what you saw? I can't stop watching it." I think many of us are feeling that way right now. All right. And next up, we've got Jason's Electric here with us. Frenzy away. We have Eric Perryman. What is going on, my brother? He says, hey, Frenzy friends. We have the Ronald Embry in the house saying, hey, everyone. What's going on,
Ronald?
Jordan from Canada saying, cheers, dudes. I can't stop thinking about the trailer. Man, it's been going through my head all day. We have the Nolan in the house, and you know what that means. We are Toy Tube official. Already shouted him out once, but we got to shout him out again. The legend, Bobby Dangerously. Again, sorely missed that you are not here on screen with us, but glad to see you are at least in the chat. Let us know what you're thinking, my brother. All right, and we've got Graf saying, need to hear Bobby Dangerously's take on movie Trap Jaws. The fans want it, Bobby. The fans want it. All right. Now let me scroll through here real quick. I know we had a couple of more chats go live on there. We have the Scott Baker. Happy belated birthday, brother. Saying happy trailer day, folks. It was his birthday not too long ago.
Happy birthday, Scott.
All right. Alf Inflict in the house saying, hey, yo, what's up, Frenzy? Loving that MOTU trailer. Absolutely. We've got, not to be confused with Skelevator, but Kenner Vader in the house. He's shouting out Eternia. Oh,
I'm a big fan of Kennervator, folks. Go over to Instagram, follow him.
Absolutely. All right, and I'm checking here. I think. All right, I think that just yeah. He looks so cool. Absolutely. And just happy we're getting Battle Cat. Yes. One of the biggest misgivings for the first movie. We never had Battle Cat.
Well,
and you know what? It was great to see that.
We'll get into this, I'm sure, but I'm fairly positive there's going to be some things that are not going to be in this movie that we're going to be sad that they're not in there. But yeah, here, let's welcome Jukka.
Jukka,
what's up?
It's good to see you, Jukka. I'm glad you could be here.
Thanks, and just want to basically repeat what you said earlier to fans and everyone, that He-Man fans, there were a lot of dark times, decades, and something like a movie was just a pipe dream, and hearing just the faintest things in 2004 that, oh, John Woo is going to be doing something, and
so I remember that.
All starts and whatever, and but also to that, what you were saying, or was it Chris? I forget, but basically around 2020, 2021, the newer cartoons and Origins line and getting to retail, all that stuff, that's when we've gotten more like people in the fandom just popping up, and it's been an interesting ride, because there's more of the fans who probably watched the cartoon, played with toys, but may not remember all that much about the characters or lore or anything. They enjoyed it, and that's awesome. But the discussions on online might be a bit, oh, is John Ken the biological dad or not?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
man.
Since 2020, it has been a wild, wild ride for Masters Universe fans. Like you were saying, we went from every time they would post about, oh, there's a new Masters of Universe project. Oh, we've signed a director. Oh, we've started looking at casting. And we've all just kind of turned our nose up to it. We're like, yeah, I'll believe it when it happens. Because, yeah, we've been here before. We've had this. And even with this movie, like, up until they were like, okay, filming has wrapped, it's in post-production, I was still kind of on this cusp of, I don't know that it's really going to happen.
Yeah, all of us.
You know, we've never been this close before, but there was a time where we weren't as close as even casting a He-Man before, and yet we've gotten that close. So it was really, really just a matter of those cartoons, all the new stuff, Revelations, Revolutions, and the Masters of the Universe CGI that came out. They all kind of came out, and who knows if we're going to get any more of that. But there was it's like, was it good enough that they're still going to move forward with the movie?
Yeah.
And now that we finally got a trailer, we can finally see clearly what has been in post-production for a while and them working on it. I think we can say we're all going to be really, really happy. Well, we're going to be really happy going to the theaters in June. We can reserve to say how much we actually love the film until after we get out of the movies.
Yeah.
But I cannot say that we are disappointed so far. Like, honestly, I'm just really excited it's here. Like, this trailer today makes it so much more real than anything so far.
Yeah, there's some stuff we're going to bring up tonight that, I have some feelings about certain things, but overall, I just feel like sitting down in a movie theater and seeing some of what I saw today is going to make me feel good. And really, at the end of the day, that's for me as a fan, that's what matters most. You know, if am I going to be sad I don't see Moss Man? Am I going to be sad I don't see Orko? Am I going to be sad I don't see? I mean, I'm not saying that they're not in the movie, but am I going to be sad? Yeah, Moss Man's in there, but like if he's like in the background, am I going to be sad? Like way far out in the battle, you know? Am I going to be sad? Might be a little bit, but if this movie succeeds, we'll get a sequel.
Hopefully, we may even get more cartoons.
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
There's supposed to be a part 3 to what Kevin Smith was working on and building up to there. There's supposed to be a part 3 of that I really hope we can eventually see, but who knows? I thought we could shout out a couple more people just jumping into the chat. We've got the Mr. Wonderful Travis. What's going on? We have Nolan's better half making us fully 100% Toy Tube official. What's going on, Ray Black? And Terrence's next toy here saying, hello, fellas. How hyped are we for Skeletor?
That's pretty smart there. Skeletor.
You know? I'm excited for the character in the movie.
I'm excited about the way he looks. Yeah.
Oh, yes, very much. And we've also got Geek Illustrator Dad joining us saying, movie trailer blew my mind. Skeletor looks amazing. I know that was a big concern for a lot of people as well, too. Just the overall design for some of these characters. Oh, and Toy Connections, Ken jumping in, joining us as well, saying, friends, what a trailer.
Nice.
I think that's probably one of the best things about this trailer is I've seen so many people who are not necessarily like huge MOTU fans. Like everybody here, I expected to be pumped about it because we love, we absolutely love this. But I've seen people who normally don't talk much about Masters of the Universe come out and say, that trailer looked really good. So that's huge. That is
my boss came into my office today and said, have you seen the new trailer? This morning I'm like, yeah, like 20 times. But yes, that's cool, you know. I didn't know that she would be interested in this, so it was neat to see. But yeah.
It's always fun when there's the relatives or friends who then come out like, hey, did you see there's a He-Man thing that came out? And it's like the thing you've been maybe breathing for the last knowing the date, knowing the time of the day when it comes out. And then there's like, hey, did you also know this is going on? Like, yeah.
I love it.
You know what's funny too is like I got a lot of that today. Tons of text messages like on my actual cell phone, as well as of course just through Messenger.
Yeah.
My Instagram was blowing up like with messages of people like, have you seen it yet? What do you think? What do you think? And I was just kind of sending everybody a link. I'm like, if you want to hear, here you go. Come watch us later. I'm not going to rehash this conversation 30 times today. I haven't even had a real chance to enjoy it because when it hit, I was at work. So it's like I'm trying to watch it in between a call, and our calls have been back to back like crazy, especially this week. We got some snow coming into Baltimore. So when that happens, I schedule appointments for people. Well, they all want to reschedule because they no longer want to have an appointment during the bad weather. So yeah, I've been busy, a little busy, but I did manage to watch it at least 7 times. Haven't been able to truly analyze it yet. I was a little busy after work, but that's honestly why we're here.
We're gonna. I think let's not mess around. Let's jump right into this analysis. Hey, Turning Royalty, great to see you.
Turning Royalty, Mikey.
So Adam, Sean, I know like you guys must be stoked too, and I feel like we've been talking like crazies over here. What are your thoughts so far?
Go ahead, Sean. You start.
So we had that like minor teaser yesterday.
Yeah.
And based on how that one started, I actually had more worry than not, ironically, because it started out with the whole, back in the day, this was a nutritious breakfast. This was a powerful exercise. And this was a hero. And I'm like, please don't tell me they're going to do this like Barbie movie. I did not want it to be that. Like the thing that worried me then was, are they going to do it where Adam has been watching the show all along on Earth, and then he gets pulled with. I'm like, no. He's got to be from Eternia. And then all of a sudden, I watched the one today, and I'm sitting there, and my inner 5-year-old is screaming like it's Christmas morning, and I just unwrapped Castle Grayskull for the first time again.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I was of mixed emotions a lot in the last 24 hours, basically. But I think the thing that I will say first and foremost out of anything is that shot of He-Man raising the sword in the I Have the Power moment. My inner 5-year-old was screaming his head off because that moment in the cartoon was always so. It was like the moment every time, even if I didn't care about the episode, because there was plenty of episodes where I was like, He-Man's on, but I'll have it in the background. I'll play with the toys because the episode wasn't as interesting as playing. The minute the theme kicked in and I knew he was going to transform, I'm like, yeah, you got my attention. And then back to it after he was done. Mm-hmm. That moment for me, I paused it on my new TV and I'm like, I actually got to see this now. It's happened in 47 years. I've seen a legit live action transformation of He-Man on the big screen. This is insane. So that was a huge thing that I took from that today. Like it happened finally.
Huge.
You know what?
Adam, have I? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dawes.
I just wanted to say that trailer yesterday in the reverse of Sean, I honestly got really pumped and excited just yesterday, and I thought, oh, that's the trailer, and then I realized, no, this is just a tease.
Yeah.
But I got pumped for it. I was like, man, this is gonna be cool. I like this idea of banking on the nostalgia to get us excited. But like again, the trailer does really help speak for itself because it, like I said, people who are not really like into MOTU like us have been saying that trailer was phenomenal, and that's something that I didn't expect. I really just figured this would be more fan service than anything. But to get quite a few comments from people who were saying that, yeah, man, that trailer looks crazy, and it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, to follow up with that beginning of that teaser yesterday was so tongue in cheek. And all of us had this curiosity of how are they going to play this? Are they going to go camp? Are they going to do it like it's Filmation in some ways? Is it going to feel more 2000X where it takes it seriously and it's very mythical, or whatever? And yesterday made me go, oh, it's going camp. I don't know if this is a good thing or not with that intro, even though hearing the old theme is always going to get, give me goosebumps at points. But then when we got the one today, it's mythical. It's world building. It's literally like you're on Eternia watching this movie. And that is what I was hoping for the whole time. So this one erased all my fears. Now I'm just excited to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah. If once the fear is gone, then we're really in trouble if something sucks.
Yeah,
I mean, because now we're no longer on the defense. We're like
now expect something.
Yeah, but Travis Knight's a great director. So I have a lot of faith in what he's going to do with this, and then this trailer just reinforces that. Sorry, Adam, your turn.
This was, I think, for the first time I'm engaged with this movie because I've kind of just always assumed I'm not gonna like it. And I'm more, my fandom is more in the past than it is on whatever's happening now. But I think it did its job. And I always forget, like, the director for this, he did Kubo and the Two String, right? Kubo and the Two Strings, which I love. That's a great movie. So just that, reminding myself of that, and then seeing the trailer, which, not that I have no criticisms, but I was excited by the trailer. There's a lot that I enjoy and that I'm intrigued by. So yeah, I'm much more engaged now in the movie.
Yeah. I thought that when I first saw it, I wanted to be you, honestly, Adam, because there were so many Mark Taylor nods in this that and we're going to go through some images from the trailer right now, everybody. So we're going to look and talk, but I think there's an image in the slides, but if not, I'm just going to bring it up now. There's a scene where Adam is in his bedroom, and the walls are covered with these drawings, and so many of those drawings are sketches straight from the history of making of these toys. And so I'm really intrigued by, like, we know Adam is in HR, but like, what company does he work for? What's he doing? Or is it just like I think so. We'll talk about the toy store in a little bit, but
just the idea of Adam working in HR, working a 9-to-5 office job.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when Bobby had the idea for Snake Mountain After Dark?
Yeah.
Like, that's immediately what I started to think about with this. It's just like the regular people who must work at, Eterno's Palace or Snake Mountain and stuff like that. Adam working in HR, just this basic job. Oh, man, it was so good. But honestly, yeah, like, I know so many people were skeptical from the start with how this is going to revolve around Earth and everything. And I said from the beginning, they could pull it in a way that it'll actually make it even better, having that Earth tie-in, and I really think that they found a way with this to make it work. And I gotta say, so far, that aspect, I'm actually really, really kind of excited to see the Earth side story to this.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, I think that actually we've always been like hesitant about Earth being in this because we were so traumatized by the 1987 movie, how the whole thing takes place on Earth, and all we wanted to see was Eternia. But I think in this case, Earth might be integral to making this good, making it better than what it would be without it. And so that's exciting to me.
And it helps the more general audiences, if you will, the average Joes. I mean, sure, would it be great to be in something just pure and intense high fantasy Lord of the Rings, like through and through, or Eternia from start to finish? Yes, that's something that would be awesome. But I do think that having the Eternia aspect and also with the Barbie movie making so much money that it has also generated more interest in, like, hey, what movie Mattel will make next, or someone who isn't a fan of the franchise per se, but they will maybe check it out that, hey, they pulled it off with Barbie, I'll go see this other one and see how that stacks up. It's more eyes on the project, and if it's a success, I hope it's a great success, so we'll get more tie-in material. And also just what I've been saying, like, for all these years, that if a project works and is making a whole lot of money, then they'll also give more budget that, hey, we'll make a more vintage-based line, or we'll make more animated episodes here, or we'll give you more comics here, while at the same time we're focusing on this, like, big movie and all the maybe toys around the movie. And but it's like it can work in both ways, so that everyone can have a piece of their cake.
Yeah. Yes. So true.
Big time.
Well, let's the first slide we have here, folks, all these images are also available on heman.org, and so you can peruse these things. Basically what we're going to be going through is some really awesome screenshots of the trailer and talking about it. First, Castle Grayskull. I know that a lot of folks, they see this and they might feel like, oh, my Castle Grayskull is the Filmation Castle Grayskull, or my Castle Grayskull is the 1987 Castle Grayskull, whatever your Castle Grayskull is. What I don't know, just gonna say this to start off the conversation on this Grayskull. Any Grayskull is good by me. I have my favorites. We've talked about them on this show, but if there's a Castle Grayskull and it exists, I want to see it. And this is a really exciting take. And in fact, Adam, I think you pointed this out on Facebook or on Instagram, both maybe, but this looks very much like the Grayskull that shows up in the Wave 2 mini comics, right?
Yeah, it does. It looks a lot. It sort of has that more traditional castle shape with a little more boxy in a way, but it's got the skull kind of in the middle with the separate towers that are a little bit further away.
The skull is afterthought by constructors.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think this is a great take on it, and the fact that, you know, if you line up that image of that early mini comic Grayskull to this, so the art director here, I don't know the name of the art director off the top of my head, though I've heard his name tossed around a lot lately. He knows what he's doing. This is great that they're referring to previous iterations. And in many ways, this movie might, you know, be the equivalent of what we get in the new Eternia Masterverse line, which is each character has comes with Easter eggs embedded in the design that refer back to previous iterations of that character, because we've had so many different versions, right? So that's what I thought immediately when I saw this, was that when I saw this trailer, was that there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs for us to just gobble up, from New Adventures to 2000X to the mini comics to the regular comic books to the card back art. I just think there's going to be a lot for us to just spot.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite parts is already in the trailer. I've seen more of those iconic exterior shots of Castle Grayskull than we had in the entire 1987 movie. And that was just the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we haven't even gotten to this full movie yet. And already I feel that presence more than I did when we watched the original He-Man movie. And I think that's great, because, like, it's already setting a precedent for the fans. Like, look, Castle Grayskull is not just going to be a painting that we're going to show you for 5 minutes, and then that's going to be it. You're going to see the inside of this throne room for like 15-20 minutes total, and like that's it. Like, Castle Grayskull is going to be a very big setting for this movie. And that's amazing. Also, Skelly, I wanted to say I did look up the art directors for you.
Yeah.
So the art department includes senior art directors Andrew Ackland Snow and Alex Cameron, along with supervising art director Tom Brown.
Okay.
And then it's funny, they immediately underneath that Google says, you can watch the first trailer for the movie here. And the trailer underneath of it is absolutely not the trailer that was officially released today. It's from Teaser Universe, and it's one of those god-awful AI-generated trailers.
The one that has that weird Orko in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
No, this one's got He-Man riding Battle Cat, and He-Man's got, like, longer hair. The sword looks nothing like the nothing at all like the Sword of Power. And the Battle Cat is probably the closest to Battle Cat if it were like bringing the toy to life. Clearly AI pulled that from the toy. Why would you even do that? Suggest that?
Like, I'm gonna have a different, slightly, maybe an opinion that might freak some people out, but I've been having a blast watching the AI trailers for this movie. You can watch a new AI trailer for the Masters of the Universe movie almost every single day and never duplicate one. And they're all so weird.
One of the funny parts about that is that this morning when I heard it dropped and I went to go look it up, it was the Teaser Universe YouTube channel that did pop up first. and they used images from yesterday's teaser and built the AI trailer around it. For a second there, I thought it was actually the trailer because it was using the images that we've seen so far. And I'm like, no, get out of here. Get out of here. This ain't it. This isn't it. This is definitely AI. There's no way they'd put this AI slop up as the official trailer. And I'm glad it wasn't. Immediately I was like, this is not it. I went to go look and find the official one.
On that note, just the veering to that topic on couple fronts, like, what have you guys watched those AI trailers, and what do you think that it basically, like, does it represent that, hey, there's so much fans who want to see a movie that they are using whatever tools to make trailers happen in good faith? Or I don't know if it's one of just those YouTube channels wherever they just grifting that they make them and try and like just scam everyone. Or did you ever think that once a movie does come out that we'd be in this situation where you really have to look at, hey, is this from the official Masters Movie social media account? And like, the idea, it baffles me. Yeah, when you said, I've done it a couple of times, just Googling Masters trailer, knowing that, hey, because I got the Mattel brief and all that in the influencer pack and all that, so I knew when they were dropping, and I've got the files and all that. But when you're just Googling the trailers, the wrong ones from not official accounts pop up first, and that's just like, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, why? What do you mean the Amazon account with the official real one isn't the first one? It does have more views than fake ones, luckily, but I mean they're getting up there. Like the weird Kino check guys, they had like at least half the views for the teaser than the official one, and I'm like, okay, and that's why that stupid, weird, still AI image of Skeletor keeps popping up everywhere. And then the Skeletor are like, no. There was none. I have the actual file. I've watched it frame by frame. No, there wasn't.
Yeah, I think these channels that are producing the AI trailers, we are definitely in like a new and interesting era. And it's probably just they're really banking on the algorithm, and I think you're right, Jukka. The more people who type in Masters of the Universe, these people, whoever's opening these channels and initiating the prompts to make the AI trailers, they know what they're doing. But you make a good point. At what stage are we going to start measuring that, and who wins? And Masters could potentially have a world record for the most AI trailers produced for a film that we haven't seen yet. And so that's kind of exciting. We're in a different era, and also it does kind of suck sometimes because we just want the real thing. And I can't say this enough. Sometimes maybe YouTube's not the best place to start. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry. Maybe go to IMDb or even go to the website of the production house and see what's going on. Like go to Sony or go to Amazon, and just see what's there.
Go to their official social media.
Yeah.
Before
go to the official,
you hit YouTube.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to feel that in good faith, most people who maybe made those trailers, what's going on, Thanos, were people who were trying to get people hyped and excited. And I've had this conversation before, especially with Thanos. Thanos likes to play around with AI and make different videos with his toys and everything like that. I think it's great. I know Alan, we've even talked with Alan. So one of the biggest things with AI, I feel, is that some people do not have necessarily the same talents as some of us. Skelly, you are an amazing sculptor. You're an amazing painter. You're great. I am terrible at those things. I am a pretty decent draw. Yeah, I could draw a bit. I can definitely color, but I'm not. I can't do a lot of other artistic things. And there are a lot of people out there who may have creative ideas in their head that they can't necessarily get out there into any type of media, where AI replaces the pencil or the paintbrush or the sculpting tools, the clay. And I think it is a great tool for that.
Yeah, it gives people the opportunity to create something based on their description, which is kind of interesting and exciting.
So I feel there is a space for it.
Yeah.
But a lot of these places that are making these AI trailers, they know they are playing the algorithm game. They know there are people like us who are just waiting and waiting. And we're like, is that new trailer out yet? I mean, maybe they're not as devoted as some of us, but even if they're a fraction less than us, and then they're going to go and they're going to watch that trailer and they're going to get a ton of views and people are going to make money off of that. But at the same point, though, honestly, anything that's going to generate hype, no matter what it is, like, we got to get behind it and keep pushing it because we want more. We want more. Crom saying AI is still flawed, and it definitely can be.
Every format of anything is flawed. The users behind a type of media are going to make that thing better or get better. And we got to be careful when we talk about AI and thinking that it's intelligent. The use of the word intelligence in the name for AI is a bit of a misnomer, because there's no intelligence. It's just it's software that can do research for you and create something based on that research, which is kind of interesting. But it will leave AI for the next Frenzy episode. Let's get into this trailer. I think I would have liked to have seen this castle as green, just because that's, I think, what we all kind of love about the Castle Grayskull. But I do love the design here.
It's just lighting, Skelly. It's really green.
There's probably, well, I do want to say I like that Eternia has this pink foliage everywhere. It's kind of like a orangey pink foliage that's growing on stuff. You can see it in the backgrounds. But I am happy that Eternia is colorful. I do want to say that. That's cool.
I think it needed to be. It definitely needed to be.
Yeah. Here are the colors, right? There's that pink foliage. So, guys, seeing Tila and Cringer and Prince Adam walking toward Castle Grayskull is absolutely, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely amazing. I can't and I like this angle too, because you do have the asymmetrical towers that at certain angles in the trailer, it looks like Castle Grayskull's got these perfectly symmetrical towers. And so they are keeping the asymmetrical aspect of the castle, which is good.
And it has the Filmation legs underneath on the sides.
Yes, thank goodness. So there's probably a big spinal column back there we can't see yet.
Hope so.
And or maybe I just haven't seen it yet. But
I mean, I don't know. Let's zoom over it in a freight copter or something, and
yeah.
All right. J-Mac says, is it really Grayskull without half-heartedly painted fluorescent spray paint application? Little dusting of the black around the eyes, just a little as a matter of fact, I kind of now want to, like, I hope there is like some graffiti artist rappelling off of Grayskull with a can of spray paint, defacing it at some point.
Shepard Fairey is back there. We just can't see him yet. He's painting Obey on the back of Castle Grayskull right now.
That's what Pig Boy's role is going to be in this movie.
He's the tagger.
Just run around, spray paint. Pig Boy was here. Sean, what are your thoughts? I want to hear you, brother, because I know you are a big fan of the older mini comics, Castle Grayskull. What did this shot do for you, brother?
I mean, the shot itself is very, like this is like an eternal image to me. Like, Adam, Cringer, Teal right there at Grayskull. The actual design of Grayskull, the more I look at it, the more I'm like questioning things about what they did with it, to be completely honest. But I'd have to see the movie to really get into some of those nitpicks at this point. Yeah. But it is weird to see the minimal cranium part versus the way the cranium has always been with the toys and everything. So that's one of those things where I'm really having a hard time looking at their version and then thinking about the original where it was almost like a helmet on top. And this is almost just like a crown. And I don't know why it makes it feel like it's shorter or not as epic looking as I hope it could be. But I'm also going to say at least this looks like Grayskull versus what 87 did. So, any day of the week, this beats 87, no matter what.
And it doesn't have the weird evil unibrow.
There's something about it where I'm not sold on that completely, so I don't know. But I mean, for I'd say I know there was a comment that somebody said it was like 6.7 out of 10 or something along those lines, and I'm kind of along those lines too. It's not as iconic as I hoped it would be, but it's definitely head and shoulders above what we've already seen live action, which I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm comparing this, sorry to anyone that differs on this opinion, if I compare this to the Revelation Castle Grayskull, or I compare this to the 2000X Castle Grayskull, I like this one better. It does something. I know, Jukka. I can see this as a play set. I also can see this as a place to visit. Like this is doing both of those things for me. It feels like a real location, but it also feels like it could be a toy. And like Sean said, in 87, that castle is so big and impossible. Like who's going to build that for people to go into? So this is kind of doing it for me.
I think real quick. I think my biggest thing about it, other than the headpiece not being quite the size I wish it would be, is I miss the Mark Taylorness of it.
Yeah,
I personally love that really organic looking Grayskull, and this feels more 2000X and Revelation, like you were saying. And for me, I always felt those were too linear and like constructed. I like how the other one just seemed like this eternal mass of stone that just almost was like brought to life through magic or whatever. And that's always been my preference of it. But still just looking at this, I'm still like, that's freaking Castle Grayskull. How cool.
Yeah. My favorite is the playset Grayskull, period. It's just, but it is nice to see this look like like someone would actually make this and it wouldn't crumble. It's a fortress, It's cool.
I want Adam and Yuka's take, and then I'll say mine.
I'm kind of with Sean. Like it's not quite doing it for me. Like even though I like the Mark Texeira stuff that's not my preferred interpretation. I'd want the towers to be thicker and closer to the skull. I want the bigger helmet, but I don't hate it or anything. I mean, I think it does the job. It's just not my preferred interpretation.
Another one of these from Blake. Look at this. Wait, there's a new MOTU movie?
What's going on, Blake?
Oh, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I finally ran into a toy collector magazine out in the wild at an actual Barnes & Noble.
Isn't it so cool when you actually find it in the wild?
It was so amazing. It's so amazing.
You remember when we had Blake on and he was hoping he'd give that kind of distribution when it was first starting?
Yep.
And now we get to see it. Oh my God,
amazing.
it feels so good to be out there and see it in the wild. Like the first time I went to my local comic shop and they had it, I was pumped. Now you can find them in select Targets. You can find them in Barnes & Noble, some Walmarts. Blake, congrats, man.
Yeah.
Huge congrats. It is phenomenal to see it out there.
And it's perfect timing, Blake, because you were right before this sort of, I just saw an article, I forget who published it, but it was a pretty respectable magazine talking about how Gen Z and Gen Alpha are really getting back into physical media, and so the youth are going to want magazines, the youth are going to want records, the youth are going to want cassette tapes and books, and so I'm glad there's a toy magazine out there, Blake. So thank you for doing that.
Agreed.
I thought one more thing.
Oh yeah, Sean.
And I'm sorry, I don't want to keep jumping in, but I thought one more thing that I think is unusual about this image. It's in the daytime.
Yes.
I really wish they would. That's where Filmation did it really well, in my opinion. 9 out of 10 times, well, maybe not 9 out of 10, but more often than not, there would be lightning, it would be dark, and it would be mysterious. Seeing it in the daytime kind of ruins the mystique as well. But again, I don't know what's happening in the movie to make it that they're there at the daytime. But it would have been really cool if it was a night shoot and have it be epic and mysterious the way Grayskull, to me, should be represented.
I'm pretty sure there will be those moments. I'm willing to bet that there will be. You can't have it without that.
That box art, the Rudy Obrero box art, automatically, you got to go there at night. It has to be very dark and very stormy. So yeah,
for sure.
Rudy Obrero is going to be at MOTUniverse here in California. I'm super excited. I've never had the opportunity to meet Rudy Obrero. I'm so excited. He's one of my heroes. I'm really excited about that.
Rudy's the best.
Oh, Jukka, what were your thoughts? Because I still want to go through and get to mine real quick. But Jukka, please.
Well, mostly the similar vein with what you guys said. I'm a Filmation kid at heart, so the animalistic creature and organic look from there is what appeals to me, and I also always like the towers basically being very close to the skull and that there's no gaps in between. So that's why when Adam pointed out that, hey, it kind of looks like the boxy Wave 2 mini comic version, I was like, oh dang it, it's just a basic medieval castle square format, and then a skull that really looks like you just as an afterthought popped in then, and then a generic draw bit with wooden, and because I like the more jaw bridge where you have the actual teeth. So there are bits and pieces here that I like. I mean, it kind of like what Adam said, that it does its job. You recognize it immediately that yes, that's Castle Grayskull. It's not. And there are enough things also in it, like incorporated from the head, whatever, like, is it a crown or a headband where they implanted that 3-spiked motif? Like, I wish that would have been a bit more emphasized, and the Filmation creature legs at the bottom, which was in other shots, and probably the spine back from like Icon Heroes little statue. So it's those things at this point. I'm adjusting my expectations as I see things. So there are actual, how do you say, unique or trademarkable things in it. So it's not like, oh, this is a parody movie and we gotta Skull Castle, but we can't trample on copyright, so we gotta make everything more generic, and that it doesn't look like something that actually belongs to. But here they have pulled in. It's a mixed bag of things. So I'm really excited to see how it'll look in the movie, and also what Sean said, that it's like we're gonna get more shots and action in the actual castle, and I hope that there will be like some awe and shock for the characters seeing it, and even from the if we go the Adam, like, oh, I'm pulled in from Earth back to Eternia now, and I'm seeing this for the first time, and what is this? And it looks interesting, but also like T-Line, whatever. If you guys they just it's been under annihilation all these years, and it's gone to hell, and just like this is it. But
yeah,
it's I like it to a certain degree. It's one of those, like 6.5, 7.5 out of 10. That Castle Grayskull, yes, and I hope that the inner chambers will look epic, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of that, because they can do a lot with how the interiors will look, be it just how, again, I'm thinking very Filmation like that, whatever the cavern walls will be, if they're more organic looking, and if there are like any gargoyle statues or runes or whatever, like there's a lot to play around here with, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, definitely. You said something wise there. There's a lot to play around with here. Like,
right.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, Alf touches on that as well. It's like, we're never going to get like that full Filmation style that a lot of us really like. I mean, there are so many different iterations of Castle Grayskull throughout the different years, and you got fans who were, again, from 2000X, like me. I'm a big fan of 2000X. The symmetricalness of the 2000X Castle Grayskull always kind of drove me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still cool. What I really liked was when they went back to like pre-Turnia in 2000X in a flashback, and you saw it when it was all dazzling white and gold when King Grayskull was in it. That was pretty cool, because we didn't have that before. That was really neat to see, and that's kind of the feel I get from this shot.
From Masters Magazine, we have a quick shot when they go to pre-Turnia and the castle is gleaming white, but not everyone has seen that one issue.
Right, exactly. So, look, I'll say it right here. I think it's cool because, again, I feel like they pulled in different parts from just about every version of Castle Grayskull that we've all seen. But there is one affront to this Castle Grayskull, and it's bullshit. There is no damn chess piece on top. Long live the Four Horsemen.
Love it. Yeah. Well,
probably got destroyed and knocked off.
Yeah.
I joke. I'm seriously not that bad about it, but I do love that little. It's such a fun little piece, just the little chess piece on top, and so far the best Castle Grayskull that we got was the Four Horsemen's. Classics Castle Grayskull. In my opinion, as far as a mass produced, I love that. It's got so many elements that were kind of like ideas for the original toy that, weren't part of it and all. But I like how we can kind of see that there's more going on here. It's not just this box.
Yeah.
On the side, you've got like these little ramparts going down.
Yep.
And who knows what this tower off is to the, our right. But the castle's left. I know a lot of people were saying like, oh, is that like the Eternia Tower kind of thing? Because it kind of has those elements. So I like that they're kind of pulling that. And yeah, 2000X was flat all around in the art department.
Flat.
I mean, hey. I thought there was some cool art, but yeah, like
It was
remember
bigger
the
on the inside. That kind of helped at least.
Yeah, no, they did a lot for the interior of Castle Grayskull and like, you know, a lot of that. 2000X again is still my favorite cartoon of He-Man, so like I respect it. But, you know, I get a very 2000X kind of like basis here, but again, the uneven towers kind of help and make it less, you know, symmetrical, which yeah, like that kind of drives me wild. Like I don't want very symmetrical. I always love the early artwork where it was very, again, as Sean said and everybody else, is very organic, not so symmetrical. And this definitely looks more towards that symmetrical, but they did try to keep some asymmetry in there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to go inside this thing and, you know, see how it looks on the inside. We know from the trailer there's definitely some underneath areas that are reminiscent of what we saw in 2000X. So
there's also no Point Dread tower cap on there. Come on now.
Yeah, not yet. Maybe we'll see. Now this one's a little controversial. I think the Roton is what we're interpreting this as the Roton, right, Adam? That's what this is about.
Right. That's as far as I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I was thinking, because there wasn't any other perfectly round vehicles. Yeah. I was like, when I first saw it in the trailer, I was like, what the shit is that? So many cool vehicles you could pull from. What the hell is this? And then it clicked, and it was like,
oh,
I never played with my Roton like that.
I mean, yeah. Alan says I would have lost the finger. Let me put that up. I would have lost the finger on that version of the Roton for sure. Because the minute you start to rotate it, it's like, and will trap your finger.
Yeah, they made it more of like a gyroscopic than just like a round rotating thing.
Yeah. I mean, just the fact, I mean, again, it comes back to this. The fact that there's a Roton in this, you know, is awesome. It's such a crazy vehicle that they decided to use it, you know, that and the Fright fighter too.
Karaf says, has the B-wing feature, the cockpit staying level as the rest of the body can move around.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. I think that's a pretty cool design.
It seems like they're taking the most license with the vehicles as opposed to the characters or places.
Yeah, so
I'm kind of okay with that.
Battleground may look like.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say that. I just didn't want to trigger Adam, you know.
Clint says, if Oz is here, you know the truth is being spoken.
That's right, Clint.
I had some great teachers. There are some really awesome people I learned from. One is right beneath me. Just putting that out there.
So I got to point out, even though it's daytime, and maybe we're not used to seeing Eternia in the daytime, but there are scenes when they're in Eternos in the cartoon where it is daytime and it's very colorful. And I'm really a fan of the fact that they chose such bright colors. Here's something that Sean and I were chatting about a little bit earlier on in the day when we were both like super excited about watching the trailer, and I was supposed to be working and I was chatting with him. It takes a lot of guts to break the mold. And that mold was set up by, and almost accidentally, by Tim Burton's Batman, by taking an IP and making it dark. And Tim Burton's Batman is like watching a cartoon compared to Christopher Nolan's Batman, right? So, but we're with, and I think in many ways we can thank James Gunn for this, by breaking the mold of what superhero movies can be and making it okay for filmmakers to go weird with bright colors and weird characters and blue skin and bright daylight scenes and give us just stuff that that normally filmmakers would be afraid to do. And I'm stoked that we're done with all that, because now we can finally make an Eternia that doesn't look like it's dark and it was, you know, designed by H.R. Geiger, and like and it looks like it's there are fluorescent plants. I mean, we're in a cool era for movies, and I'm glad that Travis Knight has the guts to make this movie look like the fantastic world that it's supposed to be.
Right. So I did want to
whimsy, because like I pointed earlier that had the movie gotten made years earlier, and maybe at the time in early 2000s or whatever, before 2011-ish time or whatever, had it been more Lord of the Rings inspired, it would be more dark and more grounded maybe in some, and we'd probably get a whole lot more like medieval design things, and who knows, Grayskull could be even more boxier or whatever.
It could be
the mix of the Guardians of Galaxy and all that, bringing the color to superhero movies or fantasy movies. He-Man especially lands right there, that you need a little bit of both to make it, because at the end of the day, the Filmation cartoon still is maybe the most global phenomenon, and what fans from Australia to South America to Finland remember. Even if there is like more toy-based community and remembering the box arts and the grittiness and the mini comics, and someone always pointing out, did you know there was no Prince Adam in the beginning? We were never gonna get that movie based on like 7 or 8 characters wandering in a barren wasteland. Like,
sorry, Sean.
Adam and I would pay good money to see that movie. Though.
I would go see it 20 times.
Look, I thought we did pay good money to go see that with Conan the Barbarian, but you know, I mean, that's really how that movie felt. I wanted to pull this up here. Eternium Royalty says, or the Dragon Walker, when we were discussing about the different vehicles. The Dragon Walker is going to be the post-credits scene after everything's gone down. It will finally have arrived at the battle. Mind you, they're going to set it towards the battle in the beginning of the movie, and it'll finally show up at the very end.
Please tell me Neck and Neck is on it, please.
Well,
make it even better.
The thing like, hey, actually, we need to. There's some bad guys in front or chasm or something. We need to back away with the Dragon Walker. We'll reverse the power cells quickly and it go backwards.
Oh my gosh.
I will to this day say it's one of my favorite vehicles. It's a fun toy. It's a great play feature. It is one of the worst ideas for any type of battle.
Even in the cartoon, it's like.
Yeah, it just. By the time you get there,
Eternity War, where it's a big that can house like 10 people and like really just destroy a bunch of horde troopers. So it works there, but that's a modern version.
Yeah.
Blake mentions, shouldn't Grayskull be hidden off in the woods somewhere and not bridge connected to the city? That's a bit weird. Well, you know, I think we're all kind of there.
That's the new breaking the mold on that story for the movie. So
that's we've never seen that before. So this is an interesting take.
I like Clint saying, I sent this trailer out to our company. 15 minutes later, we have a 4.7 earthquake. Not a coincidence. Now, what makes that even better is Graf's comment, Procrustes shaking the earth for sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
That comment just made the whole earthquake thing that much better.
All right. I'm really excited to go to the next slide, but do you guys have any other thoughts about this particular slide?
Well, we see Grayskull there on the right side, and there's get a glimpse of the what was it Sean talking about it, that on Grayskull's left side there are some smaller tower turrets, whatever.
I mean, that was Oz.
Yeah. I don't think there's like all the Eternia Towers talk is a bit too much for me right now. I saw so many like people going on the teaser trailer where they saw that there was a construct in front of Grayskull that had like some tracks, and they were like, "Oh, I have the toy. It must be the Eternia Tower." Now,
I didn't see any of that like that. Like, I was like, "How did you? What are you looking at?" I didn't see that frame.
I think we're like, can we focus on just like we have and we have the Eternos Palace? Let's stick with those for now.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. We've got those. And you know what? You know what makes a great sequel? When we know there's places we haven't been yet.
Yes, thank you.
But they exist. So let's hammer down the core ones, and then we'll worry about hitting Eternia and other places. Like I said, when I see that tower off to the side, first off, it's not that big of a tower. And I always thought the towers of Eternia were supposed to be huge. So I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
Let's relax a little, folks. It's just another area. Bobby says Spinal Tap will be on the Dragon Walker.
Spinal Tap should be in the soundtrack for this movie. Just
I'd be down.
They gotta be.
I hope Guar's playing in Snake Mountain.
Guar's got residency in the basement of Snake Mountain.
Could be Point Dread, maybe.
That's a viable option and a doable.
Yeah. You're breaking up a little bit, Jukka, but I did hear that it's a viable option for sure. So this picture is really exciting. There's some mysterious figures back here behind Man-at-Arms and Fisto and Tila and Adam, and some really exciting skulls to our left. You guys want to talk a little bit about this? Because otherwise I would just go into it, but
well, so we've got sorry, go ahead.
No, Adam, please, by all means.
So we've on in the back left, it looks like some multiple battle boneses.
Yes,
that's how you say it, plural. That's the exciting. That's one of the exciting things. And then also behind Tila, looks like we've got Ram Man and maybe kind of a 2000X Mechanic with green goggles.
Yep. And but who is that woman? Do you think?
That I don't know. And we've tried zooming in, try to get like who is it in the back. We couldn't recognize anybody.
The actor for Mechanic only said that all will be revealed. He's not anything.
Okay. And I'm just throwing this out there, but I kind of feel like the guy that's behind Man-at-Arms and Fisto could potentially be Cyclone. Just looking at some of the elements there, just throwing that out there. But do you think that this is like are we underneath Castle Grayskull, or are we in like a Battle Bones factory? Like because the giant rib cage. Like,
Skelly, I'm glad you bring that up, because I was also going to mention about what Alan says here. So Battle Bones are dragons. I don't know what kind of teeth dragons may actually have. I'm with Alan.
You think
I don't think
skulls?
We're in Grayskull here or anything. This is Snake Mountain.
That makes sense by the interiors.
The ribs and spine look like the inside of a snake. And snake have rear-facing fangs, even non-venomous snakes. Those teeth and those skulls look very much like pythons.
Interesting.
I think this is definitely an interior shot of Snake Mountain. Could those be battle bones? I don't know. I don't know how accurate they're going to stay. We're in a fantasy world. But if I had to say anything, I would definitely think that those are snake skulls, that this would be interior to Snake Mountain. But I feel like with this many heroes getting dropped off, though, that multiple battle bones would have definitely got them there. But yeah, who knows? We'll see.
That's a good point. They do look like snake teeth.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm just gonna pop out for 1 second to let the dog out, and I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Yeah, that's an interesting take.
Clint says it's the front of Molar's office. Dentistry is a reputable trade.
Oh man, I would love it if Molar made an appearance.
Serpos second and third heads, just very small heads. Serpos was a little weird looking.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and that's more 2000X for sure.
And there are open flames.
It's not Grayskull. It's not Snake Mountain. It's some other under passage area, Subternia, whatever.
Yeah. Maybe it's Scareglow's lair or something. What do you think, Sean? Or better yet, what do you want this to be?
Weirdly, I wasn't going frame by frame over it today, so all I remember from this shot in particular was I love that in the trailer you got to let them have a slow motion walk, because damn it, everybody needs a slow motion walk.
Yes.
This actually, the only other thing for me, at least being a fan, is it's really cool to see that Fisto gets, like at least some screen time, because I know we have the one shot of him punching in the trailer, but it is cool to see him. And I mean, you can see like there's a tiny little ram man behind Tilo, which I think is going to be really cool, because I like that they kept it where he's a little more shorter than the rest.
Yes, I kind of like that too.
I actually like. That's where 2000X I was always like, I kind of dug it when he was a little bit shorter, but I didn't need the spring legs all the time the way the Filmation did it either.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
I can't see if there are spring legs on him in this shot, but
no.
I'll be interested to see how Ram Man's mechanisms work, if there are any. But that's definitely Mechanic.
Other close-up shot from the scene with like Man-at-Arms, and I sent it on your messenger, where we see a bit of Fisto and then the dude behind Fisto.
Okay.
It's so the not sure the Cyclone theory.
Yeah, right? Probably not. I just was looking for something, I'm getting the images here, so let's see. Give me a half an hour, guys. Okay, that's definitely not Cyclone.
I don't know, just from this image, and it's a little dark and I can't see how grainy it is, but that guy that's in between, like, I don't know, it felt like one of those longer like loincloth pieces going down, and I was kind of feeling, again, we've all heard me say I'm a big fan of 2000X. 2000X Zodak kind of had that like down the middle there, he had more of that longer loincloth, and those were the kind of vibes I'm getting from whoever's behind there. I mean, really, that's about the most you can see from the person.
Well, I'm gonna
there's the face. I sent the same images to your messenger. It's a small glimpse.
I'm gonna do that right now.
A character with no helmet.
A person with no
helmet, yeah. Let's see.
Ooh.
I am bringing it up right now. Sorry, I meant it when I said it would take me a half hour. I'm real slow at this. All right, here we go.
Skelly, you're good.
All right, let's see.
I can't pull stuff up on the computer from Messenger anymore.
Okay.
Sadly, these are not all that much more clearer. They are official files Mattel sent me, but it's still just the 1080p version.
This reveals Man at Arms is really happy right now in this image. But yeah, see that gentleman back there? He's got a little bit longer hair. He's got some facial hair. It looks a little bit like Val Kilmer, but we know it's not Val Kilmer.
Maybe?
Huh?
Cal Marzo?
Huh.
It might just be Eternian Warrior number 27.
That's true. It might be that too. So, anyways, I do like to see. Look at how Man at Arms is really enjoying this situation. Like this is his comfort zone. That's awesome.
That is interesting, though. Wow. Thank you, Jukka. I hadn't seen.
Yeah, thanks, Jukka. And the collector. So excited.
This got another big pop for me, and it makes me hope that they release a better version of the
toy. Well, they'll probably release a version of this, which would be cool, for some collectors. I kind of love the Filmation version of the collector, but it's nice to see a technologically sound version of that crazy ship. So this is cool.
This is clear, especially like the superhero movie thing, that lean into sort of the goofiness. Like, you have the very grim, serious Skeletor, and then he'll be like, "This vehicle, it needs claws."
Yeah.
Built it myself.
Yes.
I was really happy just to see them put this. Again, it was iconic from Filmation, right? Like this is really how Skeletor got around, and like is great that when they were like, okay, what are we gonna have as like his flagship? And clearly they mean for this to be his main mode to getting around.
Yeah.
Either that or it's in the movie for 5 minutes and we saw all 5 minutes of that in the trailer. Y'all got your fan service. Now we're done. Moving on to the next vehicle because we need to sell toys.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. I hate the fact that this will be an origin story. We already can put the whole story together if we watch the teaser, and I bet Dolph Lundgren has more screen time as He-Man, as we will see in that one.
I don't know.
Well, there are young people that are going to watch this that are going to need an origin story, and I'm all for Masters of the Universe IP garnering the interest of young people, and I think like this is the same thing. Like, let's find a different way to tell the origin story. It doesn't have to always be the same origin story. It can be an alternate take on an origin story and make it interesting for today's audience. And that to me is kind of exciting to have that kind of. I'm going to go a little bit on get on my pulpit a little bit here, but like, one of the things about Masters of the Universe that has kept me as a fan all these years is that it has different iterations. There's the mini comics, there's the cartoon, there's the 2000X, there's classics, there's comic books, there are different atoms, and there are different versions of Skeletor, and that to me is reflective not only of the IP itself, but also of its creative fan base, because every single one of us in this conversation and in the chat, we're all creatives, and we're attracted to this because there's so much opportunity for imaginative invention in Masters of the Universe, just having the toys, watching the stuff, and going off on your own adventures. So I'm cool with whatever.
So, one thing I will say, we're talking about Dolph Lundgren screen time as He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Would you all say that Dolph Lundgren, throughout the entire Masters of the Universe movie in 1987, is He-Man? He is not Prince
Yes.
Adam?
This
Yes.
is true.
Yeah. Just the
So,
story-wise didn't need to use Adam, but Adam exists in the movie universe.
Yes.
right. So Mikey says, after talking with someone who saw the early screening, I can assure you Dolph is not in it more as He-Man, which gets me excited because that means that this movie has more screen time with the new actor as He-Man than the entire 1987 movie.
I'm reading. Okay, so everybody's comments about Dolph and He-Man could be read multiple ways based on what's in the chat. So it's interesting. I'm excited if Dolph is in this. Yes, I also like watching the '87 He-Man movie, and I'm also interested to see how much we're going to get to see Nicholas Galzatine. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. Performing as He-Man in the He-Man costume. So it's just going to be a different experience every single time He-Man shows up. And that's kind of good, right? Sean?
I have a theory.
Yeah.
So that guy that was behind Man-at-Arms in that photo that we looked at in the previous, part of me is wondering if that's Randor.
So look up.
They
James
just rescued.
So I sent you a photo, Skelly. I sent you a photo on Messenger. James Purefoy is playing Randor, and I found a photo of him where he's got a beard, and he doesn't have the long hair like that, but he looks pretty close to that with the beard.
Oh,
and
spoiler alert!
My theory, and I came up with this theory this morning, and I don't know if I'm right or not, but if I am, I'm okay with this. My theory is the story could be similar to the 2000X, the beginning 3-parter. Possible. And the way that I'm thinking it's that is because the reason Adam has to come back to Eternia is Skeletor takes Randor, and that's how he gets the throne. So the idea that Man-at-Arms has that smile, it's like we got the king now. We got everybody in place to go up against Skeletor now. Take the kingdom back, maybe.
So is that why Man-at-Arms is so happy? Because
Man-at-Arms has that come get me. He's got that vibe bring it. I got the power sword, I got Adam, and I got the king. What are you gonna do next? I don't know. It's a theory from this morning, but the more I think about it, I'm like, okay, I don't know. It's kind of working for me. If that's
I'm checking this out here, and James the guy in the image seems to have a very prominent brow. Most of that could be due to lighting. Most pictures of James Purefoy doesn't have quite that brow, except there's this one image of him from San Diego. Actually, that's a good one to bring it up too.
That's the one I found. Yeah.
Yeah, that very much looks similar to that. And this one image I'm looking at from San Diego Comic-Con with the shading shows that he could definitely pull off that prominent brow. Ooh.
It's just a theory. I know nothing about the movie other than the trailers, but I've been curious.
I think it's a good theory. Very good theory.
As I said, there's a shot at the mouth of Snake Mountain where you see 3 characters.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You may be onto something.
So we haven't even gotten to that yet, but there is an image of that in here.
Yeah. And I mean, if that's what they do, I'm okay with it, because the idea of him having to come back to rescue his father is a really noble journey for him as a hero,
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to be the king. He just wants to make sure his dad is safe again, or whatever. But
right.
And it's like, what would be a bigger urgency other than Skeletor getting the throne to make them go, we got to get Adam back? What the heck,
they need their champion.
Scenario is now true,
Or he learns that, okay, Adam's back on Eternia. Holy crap. But I now need to get him come to me. I'll get his dad and that'll make him come to me.
Yeah.
And the idea that, you know, Beastman is on Earth, he's sending one of his most vicious henchmen to kill him so that he doesn't have to come back to Eternia, and it's like you're locked out. You know, you're done. You literally cannot
get the sword, kill the boy.
So, yeah, exactly.
Alan asked,
it's a theory. I don't know if I'm right, but if I am right, I'm actually not disappointed with that concept. I think that is a really fun way to do the movie.
I agree.
Alan poses, why would Randor be in the second row?
They're protecting
him.
Yeah.
I don't know how much chess you've played, but the king's always in the second row.
Yeah. So this is really intriguing, and now that explains that Snake Mountain image where we see the figures standing on the tongue of the snake, which we'll get to in a little bit. I'm
liking this reason for the smile. Man-at-Arms just crop dusted the king. I mean, you may not have that luxury very frequently to crop dust a king, and Man-at-Arms just pulled it off. That's a good reason to smile.
Yeah, Man-at-Arms was like, you don't have the crown on yet. I got to do this, Randor. You owe me $20, man. Hey, that.
Gotta pull this one off before we get back into a place where I could get executed for such acts. Now or never, baby. YOLO.
We gotta talk about how cool this Skeletor looks. I mean, some of us might have wanted to see yellow and green on the skull, you know, but this rules. This is so cool. Sean.
The cool thing about this shot for me is this trailer said we're not going to just hint at this stuff, because when they showed this, I my jaw hit the floor going, that's Skeletor. They're showing like they're not making it like you get to see him in the movie. They're showing you here's Skeletor.
Yeah,
and like that was one of the things I absolutely. It's the filmmakers are literally doing this trailer saying we are showing you so much more than you would have expected us to do, because we are tired of hearing everybody's complaints about this stuff, I think. And they really they went for it. So like when they revealed his whole face, I'm like, oh my god, I just saw Skeletor for the first time. That's so cool.
Yeah,
it's not the only thing you see, which is really good.
Allison has been saying for months that because Jared Leto is so method, that he would actually pour acid over his face to burn away to the skull. And kudos to him for pulling it off. I didn't think he was going to be able to do it, but like that's a genuine like skull right there. You know, this isn't some prosthetic prop or anything. Jared Leto went full method, burned the flesh away from his face. Got LEDs so that we could know where he was looking and what he was looking at. Kudos to him.
I believe it.
Still emote. We can get the expression changes, because I'm not sure if you guys heard those insider info. A long time there was like, oh, and in the movie the skull is not gonna be a skull, or it's just gonna be a mask. And it's like,
going very Frank Langella.
You know, what I did notice, speaking about the emoting, just to be really specific, I believe it's this scene in the trailer, you actually see his brow moving. So this is not just a skull.
It's subtle, but it's awesome.
Yes, that's amazing. What a great choice, because this guy's it's not, you know, it's not just a skull. This thing is his face, you know, and
his brow creases in one of the action scenes, like later when it like they're showing the actual fights, like the jaw is open and stretched, his eyes are bigger and wider, it's not narrowed down. Like they definitely made it so that that kind of expression that we got out of the cartoon versions we can expect to see in this movie. And again, they stayed away from doing a mask and makeup, which again, you guys know, I'm a big fan of actual props and true special effects. but there are some things that it would just be better and more of if or while doing, CGI to it. And it's at a level now where it can look more realistic and better in some aspects. And I think Skeletor is one of those things where, mind you, Frank Langella did an amazing portrayal of him in the original movie. It's my favorite part of the original movie, including his dialogue.
Absolutely.
It's tough for anybody to beat that. It is really tough for anybody to beat that. But as far as looks for right now, because we did not get to hear Jared Leto as Skeletor in this trailer, it looks better than I expected.
Yeah.
Definitely a high point of this was really getting to see that. And like Sean said, I feel that was a big part of Mattel being like, all right, we're going to show you things just so you will shut the fuck up.
And don't
now get hyped for this movie.
Beard, which was floating so long on the.
Oh my God! Yeah.
So
oh my God.
Oh, and then these reveals, Goatman, think what you want. I like him, sure, okay, great. Spike-Ore, yes.
He looks terrifying here, way beyond what I expected.
This is so great to have Spike-Ore in a movie and have him look like this is so cool.
Dude looks like Bender at a Sex Pistols concert.
or Cirque du Soleil costume is what I thought when I first saw it. I was like, what is that?
Too, yeah.
But I'm the more I look at this design for Spike-Ore, I love it. What are you guys' thoughts about? I mean, having Goatman in there, it's good, kind of a deep cut and cool. But giving Spike-Ore some screen time is great.
So I remember over a year ago, many of us were sitting here talking about the casting announcements when they came out, when they were done. And many of us were kind of like, we're getting like tertiary villains here at this point. Like, we're getting B tier. We got confirmed Goatman and I mean, Triclops and Evelyn were like about as high up on the list at the time as we were for like Skeletor's main minions, right? And we were really worried, like, why was there no Beastman in this? And we were speculating as to why maybe we didn't hear about a Beastman casting or some of these. And again, like, we were really hoping that maybe they were holding it close to the vest, which come to find out is definitely what they were doing. Honestly, this had me really hyped that they could take such a character as, in a lot of ways, goofy as Spike-Ore is, or the idea of him. He's like a reverse Iron Maiden. Like, he's a cool looking toy, but how do you pull that into practicality outside of animation, right? Like, how do you really make that one look cool or seem like believable or a threat in reality? Like, honestly, just keep away from him. This Spike-Ore looks so terrifying. He is pure nightmare fuel.
It's great.
And when you're talking about a lead villain who is very Grim Reaper-esque with a hood and skull and the terrifying imagery that can conjure up, that even his goofier kind of minions are living up to a very terrifying nightmare fuel standard. I mean, Pinhead wishes his little spikiness looked this good.
Pinhead. I mean, I do have to say this because I know Adam's got my back on this, but where's Merman? I'm going to use this opportunity to be like, where is Merman? I was like Alan sweating Beastman too. Yeah, I definitely. But I I can't live without Merman, to be honest with you. I need my Merman. So I'm just hoping that there's some sort of moment where we get a little nod to it, and even if it's just setting up for the next movie or something. But
right, like he's the leader of the sea.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's something to allude to with the next movie, is like there's this great kind of land battle here, battle for Eterno's palace going on. Maybe Skeletor has to retreat somewhere, and he retreats to the sea after getting his tail whipped, and now Merman and his army are going to kind of come and help him. Praying for a sequel before we've even watched this may seem a little of a stretch, but at this point right now, I'm so excited that we have this. I'm ready to pour the excitement into the next one. Let's keep it going, baby. Let's get them.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great if he was a more menacing villain than maybe the Minions, like that he actually had some, territory that really belonged to him, and he wasn't just answering to Skeletor, but Skeletor needs him. So yeah, that'd be interesting to see. I don't know. But any other thoughts about these two dudes? Because they're exciting.
I got to interview the person who wrote that Golden Book story where Goatman appears, so that was fun.
Yeah, and
that's what's up.
I love that, and what a great thing bringing Goatman to the screen.
Right, and I'm glad they're bringing like some of these tertiary villains. Like that was again one of those neat things about Revelation that they did. Was again pulling some of these tertiary characters, like, and getting them some more representation. Because I'll be honest, you get a little worn out from the same old.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is every toy line, like they'll put the first ones out there, like we saw with Origins, like we've seen a lot with Masterverse, and it's like, we get the same characters consistently over and over again without ever even making it to some of these other crazy characters. So when they actually get pulled to the front and get put out there in front of a lot of people, mind you, a lot of the favorites are favorites for a reason, and that's why they're always redone and redone and redone. But it's nice when some of these lesser known and subcategorized characters can get pulled to the front and get some more screen time, get some notice. It's great to see that they were willing to do that with this movie, because again, who knows? We may not get another one. So without him being in this one, he may not have ever made it regardless.
Maybe. We're getting Fisto. That's cool.
Oh yeah, baby. I know you were all excited because it was rumored that I was going to be playing Fisto.
We were excited. What happened there?
Is, I just couldn't get into shape enough, and this guy had me beat by like 10 years in age. So I just let him have it.
It was nice of you.
That was nice of you.
Yeah. I thought, you know what, that guy could use some work. Let him play.
Well, I'm excited to see this dude playing Fisto. He may not do as good a job as you, Oz, but I'm sure he's gonna do fine.
I'm just gonna say, I mean, he's kind of got my beard, and when I had hair, he's kind of got my hair. So, he's representing me as Fisto as much as we can hope.
Yeah. I just hope, and I know we've said this before on the show, but I just hope there's not Fisto jokes.
Come on.
Gets so old.
That was a great line in Revelation. I popped for it. I was like, okay, they actually put it in. I'm good. Like, just the one. They don't need to overdo it. Just the one.
No, yeah.
It was fun.
I hope he survives, too.
He only got the one line because he got dusted.
He got dusted after that. I mean, they kind of brought him back in Revolution.
no one's ever going to convince me that what they did on that cartoon is what I wanted to see, because that was so lame that they dusted him so freaking fast on that show. So yes, I hope whatever this scene is in the early part of the movie, so then at the end of the movie, if they're rescuing the king like I'm thinking they do, he's still there.
Yeah.
And the whole movie he's free and clear from death, hopefully, because Kevin Smith, really? My boy? You got to do that to my boy?
They brought him back.
So we got a good question here. Is what we're seeing here a rocket propulsion on his fist, or is that just another sort of lit lamp behind him that we're seeing with the other two?
There's something on the fist, metallic fist there, because it follows in the next shot in the trailer, and when he punches evil dude, whatever, and there's like a cool, like, just the what do you call the like sound wave, or the like impact around, but maybe it's a Fisto's thunder punch with Cap's action.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd be down for that. Give me the Caps, baby.
Yeah.
It's X oomph.
Yeah. So Fisto's great. Now we get to talk about Trapjaw, because by the looks of it, this guy looks fantastic. It's hard to see his front, and it's hard to see his face, but when you see this, I mean, he looks I'm looking at the Masterverse Trapjaw right now, Masterverse New Eternia Trapjaw, and a lot of this is, there's classics in here. There's the toy in here. There's
Filmation in there.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but this guy's looking great.
I hope he comes ziplining in from his helmet.
Doesn't. Yeah, I don't think he has the zip line ring on the top, unfortunately.
No. Look, he has to detach and drop off somehow. Otherwise, he just lose his helmet. Okay,
that's why he got the hook right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
He just needs
also,
to zip line
he's not alone in the scene. There's like 6 or 7 characters behind Trapjaw, so that's also kind of interesting. I'm not sure if it's like just a bunch of random warriors or the Skeletor whatever's, but it's clearly a scene I'm looking forward to, like that Adam to face off against. I'm not sure if it's like properly in Eternia setting against a very named evil warrior. So,
because he looks like he's alone too, right? Which is also something I wanted to see in this movie. Is as much as it is Masters of the Universe, and there is a big, larger cast than just He-Man. Like, one of my favorite things about Revelation in that final battle scene is when He-Man goes charging into all of the villains, and he's like, find a safe space and follow me, and they're all like, what safe space? He's like, behind me, like, kind of thing, very upfront, being that tip of the spear. I'm gonna go charging into this because I am the champion and I could take them on, and just like this willingness to take the enemies head on. So if there's a bunch of them and it's only him doing a standalone battle, really giving that full He-Man flex of he's He-Man. He is the champion of Eternia, and he's going to rock these dudes. That's going to be great.
I'm kind of noticing something here. Is he switching from laser cannon arm to hook arm?
That's what I was thinking, because the arm looks very kind of narrow in the front shot.
Yeah.
But then it looks kind of big. So like, it's moving around to kind of switch out the arms?
I don't know.
That's the messenger, so you can see at least a couple more from the scene.
Oh, okay.
It's
all right, guys, give me another half an hour here.
There's the like camera shutter and all that, so
They got the fly spotted. They do that one. I want all the attachments.
The thing for me with these two shots though is I'm wondering. I honestly don't think it'll be a secret identity in this movie.
I don't think so. I think the secret identity is him being Adam Glenn on Earth. Not even a secret, just like nobody on Earth knows who the hell he, aside from maybe again if they break that fourth wall and He-Man is a cartoon in the Earth of this movie universe. Like I don't really feel again like there's going to be that duality of the character that we're used to, and I'm okay with that. I am totally okay with that. Like,
story might be built around it, so you don't have to think about it too long. That Adam is Adam, and then there will be transformation sequence He-Man, and you'll have that, but it's not gonna. There may not be like moments that he has to be like, oh, now I gotta run behind a corner to transform and keep this away from everyone. Because modern comics have basically dealt always the secret identity away in like maybe first 2 issues, which is kind of irritating at times. But in the movie, I think the story is structured or formed around it, so you don't like.
right.
You don't stop to think about it too much. You can have Adam and there will be transformation, but it's not like that kind of the dual secret identity thing that I'm okay with that.
Another idea that I like about it too is again where Adam doesn't need to be He-Man 24/7 because that's not who Adam is, right? Like,
yeah,
He-Man is that symbol for the people that everybody can believe in, but Adam himself still wants to be Adam at the end of the day, and he lets the power return. He doesn't need to use the power all the time, everywhere, only when it's required to defend Eternia, right? Like he only needs it to protect the people. If the people are not in danger, then I don't need this, so I can give back that power. I don't need to be He-Man. You know, I like that kind of idea of the character as well.
Well, they've done it in, I want to say they did it in the Revelation show, if I remember right, or at least in Revolution, but I know they did it on the CGI one, especially where he would just run into battle doing I have the power and boom, he's He-Man in the middle of it.
Right. Yeah,
and I feel like Mattel has really taken pains to say we're not going to keep doing this where Adam has to run off and look like a coward anymore. And instead, it's him standing his ground and actually becoming He-Man in the middle of the battle. So then it's like, yeah, you know, it says more about his character. And I know from a certain standpoint, there are probably going to be people who aren't a fan of that because they love that he'd have to run off with Cringer and everybody. And honestly, I hated that as a kid. I always thought, you know, like, just show everybody. Everybody respects He-Man anyway. Just show them that you're really He-Man the entire time, and just
right. Like your dad is so disappointed in you, and like you can never reveal to him that you're more of what he wants you to be,
exactly,
than even he could have imagined.
Now, and the thing is,
hide it.
2000X played it interestingly because they still had it that he'd run off. But then they had him being involved in matters of state when it came to going and talking to other factions on Eternia. And he was trying to actually step up and show his dad, look, I can do this as Adam, at least.
Right.
You know, in that way. And I always thought that was an interesting dynamic. And I liked it as well in the CGI show.
Yeah.
Because at least on that show, you showed he had courage way before he even got that sword.
Yeah,
and he was brave and he was willing to fight for his friends and his tribe and everything. I love that. So I'm okay with it. But for those of you who do like the dual identity, that and I don't know if it's going to lead into anything more, but that moment of him raising the sword right there with Trapjaw in front of him, I'm like, I'm kind of surprised they went there, but I'm actually not upset that they're going there.
And as Alan mentioned in a previous comment, he transforms right in front of everyone and seems to knock them down with a shockwave. And there might even be an image of that here, I think. But I do remember that from the trailer. So, you know, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And yeah, like exactly what Sean's saying too. There were instances in, again, like 2000X and some of the other media where Adam hasn't always been afraid to run into battle. He may play it off like a screw up so he can get away because he realizes, okay, I need to be He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, he wasn't afraid to try as Adam. Yeah. And then just sometimes you need that little extra to really make sure it gets done the right way.
Now, let's talk about Evil Lynn. Alison Brie looks great as Evil Lynn, in my opinion.
Alison Brie looks great no matter what she's in.
I agree.
But Evil Lynn?
And guys, are they actually giving her slightly yellow skin? Because that's I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the lighting, but
she might have a case of jaundice. Who knows what those second she's were like.
I guess Teela has a little bit of yellow lighting here too. But her costume does look very much like 2000X, which is cool. And so if they give her, you know, whether she's jaundiced or she's pale, I'm all for it. She looks great.
You know, honestly, it would be a great nod to the toy if she goes to power up or use some magic and she kind of glows a little yellow.
Yeah,
that would be cool. A neat nod to the toy because that was the idea, right? Like she was magically infused, so that's why her skin was a bit, you know, yellow, and that's why she was very Marge Simpson-esque when Teela had normal skin tone color. Everybody, like, you know, like all the very human characters all had like normal skin tone, except Evelyn. She had like this bright yellow skin. And my understanding is that that was because, well, that's her in the magic and it's, you know, powering her up. So she kind of glows yellow. So it'd be a cool nod if in a scene she goes to use her magic and she glows a little yellow. That would be cool. It's so great to see this costume though.
Yeah.
Really,
and the white hair too.
Oh man. Yes.
Great.
You know, I think that's one of those other things that I am so excited with this movie. The little bits of the costuming that we've seen that has dribbled out. And mind you, they've kept a lot of this really close to the vest, and we didn't really get to see a whole lot up until yesterday and today as far as how the rest of the movie was going to look. That again, 1987, those costumes, a lot of like He-Man looked like He-Man to a degree. Like he had the crossed harness going over his, you know, body and stuff. But like honestly, it looked like Man-at-Arms was wearing a toy RoboCop helmet in the original movie. The other costumes and everything just they weren't Masters of the Universe enough. The most Masters of the Universe looking character in the original movie to me was Blade, and he wasn't even in Masters of the Universe until that movie. But like Skeletor to me even looked more like Emperor Palpatine than Skeletor, really. You know, costume wise and everything. Like I wanted them to look more like what I knew as the toys. So when they started, like when we first kind of saw Teela's costume, I was like, all right, like, yeah, covering up a bit more skin than what we're used to from her costume, but it's definitely Teela.
You know, I want to say my wife made a very wise observation. This movie is doing something pretty smart with the skies out, thighs out thing. They're giving that to all the guys. And it doesn't look to me like the ladies are skies out, thighs out. And I think that's a really smart move because this kid that they got to play Adam and He-Man, he already has a very very adamant, no pun intended, fan base of ladies, and they all like him. They're talking about him at work, not for this movie, but for other things that he's done. You know, the ladies that I work with at work, and so I think it's pretty smart. You know, make the guys show the skin in this version of Masters of the Universe. I like the costumes that I've seen so far.
I'll also say that honestly, I feel that goes a long way with the way people look at things today. Like, again, most of us were very influenced by a lot of the Frazetta art and like Boris Vallejo of the time of Masters of the Universe. So, like, all right, seeing these half naked barbarian people run around was like no real big thing because we don't, again, we kind of grew up around art and that with that kind of imagery. Whereas I can't remember who said it. It may have even been Scott Nutlick in one of his videos was talking about, like, they did it kind of like a test group where they asked people, and this was about 2000X, and one of the big things that kids just didn't kind of get was, well, why is he, the main hero, He-Man, why is he running around half naked? Like, it didn't resonate with that younger generation. So yeah, if putting a little bit more clothes on these people even help a couple of younger people be able to connect to the property in some way, like, I don't know. Honestly, I think it's a great idea to, like, just change things up a little bit, but still keep it in an iconic fashion that we can see. Like, he's not wearing he's not wearing periwinkle pants here or a very pink vest. No, he's wearing a pink button-down shirt and blue jeans, but the moment people saw it, they were like, "Oh, that's Adam." Like, we all knew, like, that the first time a picture showed up of him in a pink shirt, we all knew that's him as Adam. So, like, again, that's, one of these things with this where it's a very iconic and we can recognize it, which is great. But some little kid's not going to understand why He-Man was wearing a periwinkle tutu with some furry shorts and then a pink vest. Like, they're not going to need to be able to put that together. They can just see that and be like, okay, that's cool. I like that.
I'm excited to, agreed. We're getting familiar, and we're getting a lot of familiar and a lot of new in all the designs of these characters and the costumes and stuff. I'm loving seeing Battle Cat and Cringer. We haven't seen the Battle Cat armor, of course, yet, but seeing Cringer get like this,
than cardboard from the
that's true. The cardboard.
I think that's the only place we've seen it in a glimpse. Then has the 2000X influence on it. But I really expected and hoped that the full trailer here would have given a Battle Cat with the armor. So that's my little. I'm a bit bummed out that we didn't get to see that.
Super Bowl Sunday.
I'm okay. Sunday. Hey, maybe. But even then, I'd be okay if, like, that was I gotta wait to the movie to see that reveal. I'm all right. And what Alf's saying here, tell me this does not look like it just jumped right off the original box art.
Right? Yeah, totally.
Come on. This is the kind of stuff that drew all of us in. When you saw that box art back in the day, there was no way you weren't going home with this toy.
Yeah.
And that is what I feel seeing this. Like, this is just, I waited 40 years of my life to see this.
all of us. And this.
Oh,
and
man.
This, right?
Yeah, that's a great
Look
scene.
at that.
Oh, I love that.
Come on.
And again, he doesn't actually have to be in front of Castle Grayskull. Like this, I feel
It's
like this
there.
brings that spirit of Grayskull from the original mini comics out, like in a way. Like I feel like it ties that element in that here he is somewhere that's not Castle Grayskull, but like they pull in that imagery of Castle Grayskull to it and the spirit of Grayskull powering through. This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shots from the trailer is that alone.
Yeah, so good. And then he's battling it out in Snake Mountain with these skeleton warriors.
Troops.
What?
Random Skeletor troops.
Yes, but they look familiar to me, like from 2000X or something. I can't tell what this armor looks.
It's Scareglow, and somebody forgot to charge him with the UV light.
I mean, doesn't the chest armor look familiar to you guys? I'm trying to pinpoint it.
I was getting Skeleton Warriors feel from it.
You're thinking of the three curses or whatever the hell that was.
That's right. That's right. The Super 7, the wolves. And
the wolves, yeah.
They have the
where they had like
armor.
The weird.
That's right. Thank you, Sean. Hey,
that's why you pay me the big bucks.
That's right. That's right.
Shit,
I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff.
I'm just happy to be here, folks.
and I kind of feel this one too, the faceless one.
Yes, that too.
With that, there was definitely a lot of bone imagery with the armor of the.
Another image on. Sure. But yeah, sorry. Continue.
That's all right. Go ahead, Oz.
Oh, just like, again, there was a lot of that kind of like bone imagery with the different armor and stuff. Again, Evelyn had it with hers. Skeletor, of course, has it with his. And then even the faceless one where they got the Ramstone, the Havoc staff from. Like, again, like that kind of imagery goes through with this. But, he's plowing through Skeletor's minions because as much as we like all the named villains that we have, you gotta have cannon fodder in there to flesh out the ranks. So I'm okay if this isn't some named villain. Honestly, it'd be cool to get a couple of army builders just randomly, and like, yeah, I dig it. It's a cool looking armor and helmet though.
Yeah, check this out. Check this out here. Yuka just sent over.
Army stuff.
So in the 87 movie, the Skeletor's basically the troopers,
the shock troops.
Yeah. The shock troops. And the toy design, there was the mask was supposed to open up and there was some kind of skull face underneath. I don't know if it was a real skull or a robot skull or what. But
oh wow, from this shot that definitely makes me feel like it's the faceless one because it's got like the eyes, but then like no actual mouth.
There are multiples of these though.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, no, I mean, of course.
They're definitely inspired by some of that faceless one design, I think.
I want a couple of these guys now. Will they make these in Origins, I hope?
I think they're gonna do them in Masterverse style. That's my prediction.
I have no doubt.
Their own undead skeleton army, so
yeah.
Took me a minute here. Clint says, looks like WCW's Ultimate Warrior. I was thinking he was talking about the skeleton dude that he's talking about He-Man right there. Definitely looks a little Ultimate Warrior.
I mean, this image, there's another one of those Ultimate Warriors back there.
Yeah.
But I love this image. Oh my goodness gracious. The blue skin. It's giving me all the feels. This is
weird
Masters of the Universe
too, like not like regular muscle. Like it doesn't look like muscle under skin. It just looks like it's muscle there with no epidermis.
There's no nipples, so this is probably
no nips.
He's
got
missing.
no
He's missing a layer of skin for sure.
The Havoc staff looks like it's Salacious Crumb's skull.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, totally.
Little bit.
I'm not trying to make fun of it. I actually love it, but the more I looked at it, I'm like, oh my god, it's Salacious Crumb with horns.
Oh, it is. It's so
It
cute.
needs to start laughing maniacally.
Yeah.
That'd be cool as long as it was voiced by Mark Hamill doing the laugh and come off kind of Joker. So
I love it.
One of the first comments that I saw of somebody complaining about this was that Skeletor did not have the crossbones.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me too much.
You know, it's like, yeah, that kind of sucks. But I'm more upset about the chess piece not being on top of Castle Grayskull. Priorities here, people. Come on. Jeez. Nah, I get it. Like, yeah, that's a little disappointing. There's no crossbones right there. But I mean, honestly, I can't really see. There's definitely some crossing going through this pendant. Maybe they're little bone things.
I think they might be little bones there's a jewel in the center.
I don't know. Where's the freaking bat? Why isn't there a giant bat on the middle of his chest piece? Gosh.
Yeah, it is definitely a different design. I kind of miss the little flappy things on his shoulders, you know. But I still like this a lot, and he'll look really great next to that style costume. Will look really great next to Evil Lynn.
You know what else?
Like, I'm zooming in here on Skeletor's chest. It looks like it's like a red jewel. But there's no bones.
Okay,
that's fine.
That's
Again,
cool.
It's not that big of a. Honestly, if that's the biggest complaint we get out of this movie, we got to win, folks. We got a big win.
I think we all had the fear that he wasn't going to be blue skinned. I mean, right, guys? Like,
yeah,
you know what? If we're thinking of, we've been around long enough on this planet to know that there's probably a producer out there going, you don't want to give it blue skin. That's too cartoony, you know? But the fact that they did it is
we
great.
did. That was called 1987 Masters of the Universe. Like, we've had that. We've seen that.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't want it looking too cartoony. Well, you know what? The rest of us did, because the people who wanted to see that movie were all the kids that he was like, no.
Yep.
And you know what else I liked? Even I had my challenges before too with the idea of looking at the actor. And first off, can I say he bulked up a lot for this role compared to his build when they originally announced him as the actor.
Yeah.
He bulked up quite a lot. And I know a lot of us, and especially myself, were a little bit worried that he just wasn't going to be big enough to be He-Man. Right? And honestly, I don't mind it. I think it's good. I also like the fact that Skeletor's not too bulky either. Like, he's not like, these guys don't look like they're all on roids.
I mean, that's sort of the last thing we need to see. We got enough of that in the 80s, and there's a place for it for sure. But the bigger the muscles in a character that's supposed to be a hero, the less I take them that seriously. For some reason, in comic books, it works fantastic. In cartoons, it's brilliant. In a toy, it's amazing. But on the screen, when I'm looking at people, you know, I just keep going back to that. What was that movie about the two barbarian twins that came out in like 87 or 88?
Yeah, Barbarians. That's
Barbarians. Yeah, thank you. Like, every time I think about that movie, it's at the tail end of the popularity of barbarian movies, and I compare that to what Arnold looked like in Conan the Barbarian, and Arnold didn't look like you know, this roided out. I mean, he definitely looked a little bit roided, but he didn't look like swollen, like he's about to burst. Like,
right. He didn't even look as built as he was when he was Mr. Olympia.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And again, mind you, the main reason that a lot of the musculature was so popular back in the 80s is because rules and regulations on steroids were very, very different. But now it's like we know that that is actually an unhealthy amount of muscle for a lot of people to put on. And most people can't maintain that kind of musculature unless they keep taking the steroids.
Yeah.
As soon as you take one of those guys off of steroids, you just watch those muscles drop. So I like that in this, they made them a more athletic build.
Yes.
And I mean, mind you, we've still got people in this movie who are huge. Again, the guy playing Goatman, that's mostly him. That's nothing else. But
that's so true. Yeah.
You also notice, like, he's not like they dehydrated him 3 days before the scene so that his muscles would look more ripped, like that unhealthy musculature that so many do for these. Like Hugh Jackman used to talk about it all the time when he started doing more of the Wolverine role and they were doing the shirtless, shots. Just the pure amount of strain that they had to put on his body to get that musculature cut. You could see right here from this, they made it a very realistic, not overly cut, not overly tuned. And then to reverse that, the bodysuit that Leto is wearing, or I don't know, maybe they peeled off his skin and just let his muscles be.
It's a bodysuit.
Yeah, they've kept it very, very minimal and not like this extra, which is also kind of exciting because again, maybe we get a second movie and then they blow up bigger for a scene or two or something. Like they get some, they take the ambrosia, and then they get all roided out that way.
What were you gonna say, Sean?
For me at least, I remember I read years ago the Grayskull script that was out from Justin Marks.
Oh yeah.
And one of the things in that I think they're still carrying through even to this iteration is when he uses the power, it's the power that's what makes him able to do these things. It's like Superman. Superman doesn't need to be capable of looking like he can bench press a Mack truck. He just can.
Yeah.
Right.
And in that way, I really don't mind because like if you look at some of the earlier iterations, like the Golden Books, even like not the Alcala version of He-Man, because that was definitely a big like Schwarzenegger looking one at least, but like Mark Texeira, for instance, it seems like they're going there to that inspiration, and that's more of like a Mark Texeira He-Man body type and stuff. And the other thing too, from just a utilitarian perspective to me, is he looks like he would be an action adventurer in that body type he has, compared to if you had him huge, he won't be able to move quickly when he's fighting. There's like logistical elements to it. And then the other reason I think this works for me is then you have Goatman standing there and the dude looks like a mountain.
Yeah.
And it's like He-Man's got to fight a bigger dude. That's cool.
That's cool. Right? Exactly.
Especially when he flexes on him and he's just like, nah.
I mean, give me some of those moments like that compared to, like, again, one of my favorites is 2000X, but he's like a freaking mountain in that show. And it makes him look like He-Man can just wreck everything. And he's kind of used as a weapon of mass destruction at points for the heroes to win. And in this case, I like he's got basically the same body type. It is the Filmation thing. I have my normal clothes on, and now I'm tan. Boom.
Right. So Anrio brings up this, and I'm assuming it's based off of like my comment about roids and how the body mass drops. Each and every one of those guys that you mentioned in this, not only when they were forced to stop taking the steroids, definitely lost muscle mass and muscle cut, so the muscles weren't as defined after they stopped taking the steroids. All three of them have now died due to their health being piss poor for years of taking steroids. Honestly, I'm surprised Hogan lived as long as he did. I figured he would have went probably before Ultimate Warrior. But all three of those guys had huge steroid problems back in the 70s and 80s. And again, they definitely suffered for it later in life, big time.
Yeah, we're in an era where strength doesn't have to be visible; it can be embodied, if that makes sense. As Sean said, like Superman, and
Right.
and I feel for those wrestlers that were having to do that because they had to meet a certain standard.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and there was tons of other problems too, like the amount of
Yeah.
painkillers and stuff those guys had to take.
Yeah.
Now, this image, them standing in the mouth of Snake.
Wow, right? This is beautiful. Immediately, I was just thinking about ways to make this.
Oh, I knew you would. I knew you would. And by the way, Alan, I know you've said it is your goal on your 24-foot tall Snake Mountain Dio. It gets bigger every time we talk about it, folks.
Yeah, it does.
I know you wanted to have them be able to stand in the mouth.
Yeah.
I think you've got a new bar set here.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, not only can they stand in the mouth, but I need 3 of them to stand on the tip of the tongue inside these giant gaping jaws.
I'm waiting for either if Alan is saying it's only 9 feet tall.
Only.
I was immediately picturing this as a wall display, the snake coming out of your wall, and then you're able to put your action figures on the tongue.
Man.
But man,
why'd you have to say that, Skelly?
I know. This is the stuff I daydream about.
I might not be able to commission you for an entire Snake Mountain.
Start saving now.
But I could see a way to commission you. I could see a way that I could commission you for a wall mount.
Yeah,
man, snake head that I could just put like Skeletor and Evil in on. Oh,
it's really like for 2 or 3 action figures.
You could get like these little minis.
Oh yeah, those.
Put those on there.
Yeah. No, I want to do the full Origins figures.
Mondo.
You're right, I've got the mini stuff. So, I mean, if nothing else, I could be like, Skelly, what's it going to cost? Like $300? Here you go.
Yeah, I mean, this is just really smart on Mattel's part to come up with these ideas. I'm pretty sure they were in discussion. I can't wait to see what kind of toys stem from this film. But look at that!
Glad we're getting Snake Mountain though, like just in the film, we're getting Snake Mountain.
It's a dream come true.
I was so
like mixture that obviously surroundings is a bit more 2000X, but currently there's like no lava coming out of it. It could be from the sides of the platform, but to me the head and the platform on the snake head feels more Filmation-y. So, but
a little bit, yeah.
Both and who is the mysterious character next to Skeletor? Some prison that He-Man is there to come and get.
Yeah, we shall see.
It's a swerve. This is at the end of the movie after the Dragon Walker shows up, and it's Skeletor licking his wounds back at Snake Mountain, talking to King Hiss. Sequel.
I'm just saying. I'm just
trying to plug as many ideas for a sequel as I can out there, so we get one.
Yeah, we need a sequel. I also love that the snake is. We're seeing the top of Snake Mountain as a volcano, which is very cool. Like, that's a great idea.
Because there's always been the lava falls and everything like that, but it's always been a mountain, not really like an active volcano. Yeah, blood falls. But
yeah,
I love that this shows that, like, this is that dark hemisphere side of Eternia, and like you can see more of this molten lava and rock and stuff. Like, this is a very dark, very bad, dangerous place, where only the villains are like, yeah, okay, it's cool to live here. We're fine with this. This is okay.
Yeah.
Skeletor just throwing a blade around and screaming at the top of volcano like in the mini comics.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and now we get to talk about this guy.
Beastie.
I only have one complaint. I'm a big fan of the blue eyeliner. Okay, I just got to say it. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a little sad there's no blue around his eyes, but
I thought I saw a picture where there was a bit more blue.
This guy looks fantastic.
Oh, so good. So much better than I thought he was gonna look.
Yeah.
He really, really does stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, you're right. I don't see any blue on that. In any case, this is way better than that Grizzlor thing that they called Beastman.
Right. I have a certain affection for that Beastman, but
I'm okay. I get what they were doing, but I mean, in all honesty, Beastman's supposed to be very wild. That Beastman, he went to the spa earlier that day, had a nice blowout. They permed him up because it was the 80s. That is the most regal and well manicured Beastman I ever thought we'd see. He looks more like Grizzlor than Beastman to me. Yeah. This looks like a damn Beastman.
Yeah, he's great. I like that I was terrified that they would not give him the white face. I'm so glad they did. And I'm so glad they're sticking with the orange and the red.
Yeah.
And the spiky armor. Yeah, there's a lot of spikes here. But this is great.
And he's got this underbite too, right? So I'm hoping those bottom fangs kind of sit up over his upper lip a little bit more, when his mouth would be more closed.
Yeah, but I can't tell if they're top or bottom fangs. It's hard to see that.
He's got both.
Yeah.
And it's very, very much Eldor did a shot of it earlier, and it's really clear. His bottom jaw sticks out further than his upper jaw, so he's got this underbite thing going on here. I love it. Absolutely love it. Amazing. Just amazing. I wish he'd be a little bit more orange, but I'm not really gonna complain.
It's hard to tell. It's so quick. I mean, all the image. I've only seen one sharper version of this image online, but it's such a quick snippet.
I also sent you another image on Messenger where he lands. It's the side view on the.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Side. So.
Thank you, Jukka. I'll pull it up right now.
Just tearing up whatever CD they are in.
While you've got this scene up, can I just say I can't wait for this moment in the movie. Watch Man-at-Arms just take down the Collector by himself. Nah, just full on leaping at it. I'm amazed this. He's gonna take down the Collector by himself.
Oh, he rolls.
Oh, it's so good.
Hope you guys aren't waiting for me to talk.
No, I'm not waiting for you. I'm kind of in awe looking at again a lot of this. Just oh man. Guys, we live in a really, really amazing time. Because again, we've had long droughts with nothing. We've had mini revivals here and there. 2000X kind of kicked things up a little bit, after the initial fade out in the 90s. Then it was, we got classics, which kind of helped revitalize for quite a few people. Some of us were unfortunate enough to have missed that. And again, I never thought back in 2020 when I saw He-Man and Skeletor again, especially with heads that did not look like the heads I remembered as a kid, would really spawn so much of this.
Yeah.
But it's great that it's really brought it back to the forefront. Like, we've had multiple cartoons, we've had comics, now we're getting a live action movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that, guys, like, this is a truly an amazing. We've even, like, not only is there like existing conventions that we've all loved for years, things like PowerCon and all like that. We've even got a brand new Masters of the Universe convention happening with some of our friends.
Yeah.
Big shout
really,
out to Mikey and Mega Giant.
Technically two, with MOTU Fest and MOTUniverse.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, Oz. Like we're in an epic time right now, and it's like, what is it? What's the term? An abundance of riches.
A renaissance, if you will.
And if you have trouble with the things that you're seeing here, again, going back to the first part of this episode tonight, remember the dark times, folks. Remember the dark times. Beastman, gotta make a note here. Beastman really looks ape-like in this image, which is cool. Like, they made his hind legs shorter than normal. It looks to me like that. But he is smashing that cop car.
You know what? That's because somebody tried to snitch. Beastman ain't having it.
Yeah. And we've always wanted to see an epic battle between He-Man and Skeletor. No, not dissing, of course.
I will
the 87 movie.
I will diss the 87 movie because we got shafted on that fight.
They had to shoot it like when the studio was closed. They had to sneak in there and do
Didn't
that.
even have proper lighting anymore. They were like, okay, you twirl your sword around. You twirl your sword around.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's it. And
that's
fight. Again,
that
that fight was supposed to be an amazing long battle, and it would have been a really, really cool fight. They were definitely working on it. Unfortunately, shit happens.
Yeah.
Now, is it just me, or does that look like He-Man? I mean, in other pictures of He-Man, he didn't look like his breastplate was that big.
I feel that's more of a Filmation kind of thing. You have the wider straps and it covers more of the, especially if you think live action contrast to Dolph version where it's like thin straps and a
very thin and like narrow. But I mean,
this is more like this is covering good amount. Like you almost, I think the side is like you can maybe see his nipple, which is very like almost Filmation like. I really like that choice. Here.
Can we go back a couple frames though to when He-Man was facing off in one of the other scenes though? Okay, no, it's pretty wide there too. I don't know. For some reason I was thinking from this angle it looked more narrow. I think it's that it looked less shiny, like it wasn't reflecting the light off of it as much in this scene as it was in that scene.
It's
giving me battle armor vibes, right? Like it's giving me battle armor vibes with this, but that could also be that reflectiveness.
Yeah, I think the color in the other, not this one, but the other one is just the lighting. Because when you have more normal lighting, it looks like silver over brown straps.
Right. Yeah. Now I was just getting some battle armor feels with this, but that's again, I can see now from that other image and then back to this. No, it's definitely that wider size the whole time. It's definitely just the lighting that made it feel that way.
Well, I think a good place to end this conversation tonight would be to talk about what the inspiration for all this stuff and like all the nods and how really this movie is going to be an Easter egg feast. Right?
Is there a way to zoom in on those as Adam takes us through the journey?
There's no way to zoom in, but Adam will take us on the journey for sure.
First off, can I
Yeah.
say the most realistic part of this movie so far is her saying, sir, you can't touch that.
I've been with Oz in toy stores before. I know what it's like to try and keep him from grabbing all the things.
Yeah, but you know what? I just turn and I look at those people real hard and they step back.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I love that. Okay, real quick before I give Adam the stage here, I love that this Prince Adam on Earth is a geek. He's obsessed with sword and sorcery because it's in his memories, but he's like he's obsessive. He's
He's
got
nerd.
He's a nerd. Yeah, I love that. Anyways, Adam.
So the most obvious thing here is he's standing by the Vicor like statue, which I think there's another image. So it looks like it's like 90% Vicor, but he's got the wrist guards from like Torak and some of the other early He-Man designs, and it looks like he's got a sash as well from Torak. So he's a mix of a few different early Mark Taylor designs, and he's of course holding the power sword for the movie.
Yeah.
So that's a huge one. The other one, harder to see up on the wall, there's some kind of plaque or something that says Torak.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Torak is a character that Mark Taylor had created, worked on for years, just as a personal character, and that was used as the inspiration for the creation of He-Man. He had that art up in his cubicle at Mattel, and it was kind of a jumping off point. So there's the Torak thing. There's also in some other shots, you can't really see it here, but there's some Big Jim in this store on the walls, and of course,
shot when you're
image
product placement.
Yeah. So Big Jim, I think just that connection with, of course, Battle Cat, Panther come from Big Jim Tiger repaints and Zora and Screech, and so much of the line was borrowed from or inspired by Big Jim. So these are kind of for the Uber fans who are really into the historical aspects of the brand.
So that's part of this, right? Like, to do this movie, you have to give us something, right? You've got to give us those little treats, those crunchings and munchings that we can like we're gonna constantly be going back to the movie and looking for these little Easter eggs, these little hints at something else. And I love that. I mean, respect to the director for making an effort in that regard. You know, filmmakers don't have to do this. They don't have to make an effort. They don't have to care.
We've seen that movie.
What, the Princess
I've seen
Bride?
many such movies.
No, the ones where they don't care about the property.
Oh yeah,
we saw Masters of the Universe 1987, where they did not give a flying fuck.
Oh
William
man,
Stout said as much. You know, again, like, you know, I mean, it's true. Like,
it's too bad. I mean, here's an example, and this might anger some people, but the G.I. Joe movie, the live action G.I. Joe movie, the first one. Are there two? I didn't even pay attention.
There was two.
I watched the first one. The first one was not good. It didn't seem like they understood what they were really.
First one was rough, and the second one, although in some ways better than the first one, also just not a good movie overall. Yeah. I mean, there's really a reason we haven't seen them really revisit that as a property. Transformers, I'd like to say it's more the visual effects that really carried those movies, and it really wowed a lot of young kids that like their introduction to Transformers was those movies. But then you got stuff like Michael Bay TMNT.
Oh God, don't like I watched it for one reason. I wanted to see a live action version of Krang, and it was torture to get through that movie, just to get a lousy version of Krang. But
there were some cool parts to those movies, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the interactions between the brothers, the turtles, was great. Them sneaking in to see a basketball game, total teenager thing to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. Stephen Amell is Casey Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I wish we'd gotten more of that. But
yeah.
Overall, as a whole, those movies are absolute shit.
I would definitely watch the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie over the Michael Bay version.
Even the second one,
yeah,
even
the Secret of the Ooze.
They didn't even use their weapons in Secret of the Ooze, and I'd watch those over the Michael Bay ones. I don't care how big and long the fights were in the Michael Bay movies. But with this, even from just a trailer standpoint, you can see, and I'll even say, like, social media posts that we got from the actors prior to the movie, it made you feel like they really cared about what they were doing and wanted to do it right or do it better. I'm guessing many of them may have been fans when they were kids, and they all might have felt slighted by the 1987 movie. Like, I'll do this, but we're not going to do that.
I don't know about the younger actors, but
some of the younger actors probably too young to remember. Yeah. But there's definitely the people involved with this movie. I mean, we've said it for a while now. Like, the fans of these brands are now being the ones running the teams that are doing these. Like, a lot of them have grown up and gotten into positions where they can work on the brands that they love, and it shows, because we're getting a lot of really great stuff right now that it pours through that. And I hope we keep seeing more of it, because we really, really need to, again, for the amount of backlash that a lot of this stuff has received prior to even things being released. Revelation and Revolution were both trashed before they even came out, and people gave them a chance to actually see it. The CGI, even I was kind of a naysayer on that CGI show when I saw the original designs, like with the toys, when that was all leaked. I was like, ew, what is this? That freaking cartoon was amazing, really good. So
you were gonna say something too?
Yay.
Mostly on the, like, those first impressions and how people perceived the thing, because it's one of those that haven't been too privy on the live action movie stuff, but I've gotten some info here and there and some images and stuff, but it was a bit of a drag all these months when like you at the beginning said, like, oh, we have like 4 actors already confirmed, hey, we have 13 actors confirmed, and people are going like, oh, it's never gonna happen, they're never gonna I won't believe anything until it's in the theaters, and then I won't go and watch it. Or but also that the paparazzi shots were only of like the London streets with like Adam and Tila, and had Adam in the police and all that, and it was defining a bit too much for the broader audience, that, oh, it's gonna be, I think the complaints that I heard, that, oh, it's going to be only Earth, and it's going to be heavily focused on Earth, and it's going to be CW weird stuff, and we won't even get to see He-Man transform, and they'll like leave it for the final last 5 minutes, and won't never get a Skeletor, and Skeletor will also at the very, very end, they'll show his maybe skull face, but he'll be in the shadow. Like, so much of the disbelief that no, the people working behind it, they they are trying to do their best, and we are seeing a lot of, like, all the trailers are showing that, hey, yes, they do take Eternia at the same time seriously, while at the same time it's a movie about a blonde guy riding on a green tiger that bonds.
Yeah.
So because Masters of the Universe has that, like, you gotta it's a very delicate balancing thing,
Yeah.
that you have the high fantasy, but you also, there's a bit of the, like, colorfulness to it and the technology. So I'm just really happy that we finally get to the, like, actual official trailers, and they show a lot of characters, and they show, like, the world and vehicles and all of that, just so we can move on from, like, oh, we've seen the Adam isn't even dressed, like, they couldn't even get his outfit right, and I'm like, yes, because he's in Earth, and that's like just basic Earth clothes that's
right.
never
He's
meant
wearing
to
regular
look like
Earth
that,
street clothes.
like Prince outfit, but it has the nods and color scheme to, like,
Yeah.
evoke
Yep.
that. But nobody's saying that that's meant to be how, like, Randor and Marlena would give him official royal clothes. Like, that was never the point. Like,
Again,
please,
if he was
go on
walking
from that.
around with periwinkle tights with little purpley trunks and furry boots with a pink vest, hey, I've been to a couple of gay pride parades, so there have been people there dressed like that before. Not saying that that would make him that way, but I mean, where do you see people dressed like that in current present times, everyday real world, like every Vegas after 7 p.m. Duchess knows what I'm talking about. You walk around the Vegas Strip that late, you will see all kinds of shit you did not want to.
I'm just watching Sean's face right now. He's like, "What? Where's
No.
Oz
All I'm
going with
thinking
this?"
is, I'm just here to say, Oz, that's Wednesday for me. We record Thursday.
Yeah.
You miss all that.
I'm just saying, like, that's not the everyday average wardrobe of somebody walking around normally, all over. But hey,
Well,
this is a place where they wanted to make it look like, hey, this is what somebody would wear walking around. Now, not everybody can pull off pink.
I love pink, and I try to have a piece of pink in my wardrobe all the time. I think
I can't pull off that color, and I know because I got it like it's actually like a red heather red shirt over here. It looks very pink, almost like a little bit more salmon than pink.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you, I can't pull it off. My skin complexion is too pale for it. Maybe if I, get some color this summer, I might be able to pull it off, but it just doesn't look good on me. I'll show you the shirt. Hold on.
Everything that people, I just want to say, like, to piggyback off of what Yuka was saying, like, folks are going to have stuff to complain about. There's always going to be something to complain about. When we talked about Superman, there's always something to complain about. When we talked about, when Barbie came out, there was always something to complain about. The next time Batman shows up in a movie, there's going to be something to complain about. People are going to complain about. They're not going to complain about. They're going to complain a little bit less once they see it, though. It's this we're in a time of anticipation, and people are going to be frustrated they're not getting the He-Man that they thought they were going to get, and all that stuff. But we just have to remember, folks, like, we didn't have this for so long. We've never had a movie that honors this IP. And Travis Knight and the team, the art directors, and all the folks, even the actors that have participated in this, it's obvious that they feel great pride in this effort. And that goes a long way for me. What were you going to say, Sean?
I was just going to say, out of anything that anyone should complain about with this teaser, the one thing that to me is such a glaring problem is why is the MGM lion in there and not Battle Cat?
Oh, it's gonna happen.
When they do the MGM logo, I was like, you missed it. Like, you so missed one of the best ideas they could have had, especially for this movie, out of any movie they ever made.
I've heard a rumor that someone talked to one of the producers, and one of the producers said that they're going to work on it. They think it's a great idea. I don't remember who that person was.
Movie then, like, when it comes up on the big screen, there's Battle Cat, or at least Cringer, you know, and so save the Battle Cat reveal, but at least Cringer doing it versus the lion. That's just
I'm fairly confident they'll do that. But I was also thinking, I thought about this a lot today, Sean. I'm glad you brought it up, because if I was the producers of this movie, I would save it though. I would think I would put it on the streaming release, so that for young audience members who don't know what to expect, or that don't know that this giant tiger is going to be green, that it's not a spoiler for them when he gets to Eternia and meets Cringer for the first time. But I hope it happens. I do.
The funniest part for me today was I was watching this a lot this morning. I was working and I'd still have it on, and I'd have it playing so I could just listen to the dialogue and stuff. But the thing that I thought was funny was when I showed it to my kids after they got out of school, because I was like, you guys got to see this. I'm excited. And my son, I showed him first. First thing he said was, Skeletor is cool. I'm like, okay.
All right.
Now they get it.
He's like Cringer. So then the next thing I know, I go, you want to go in the opening night? He goes, yeah, I got to see what they do with Cringer. I'm like, okay. Show it to my daughter. She goes, I'm only going because I want to see Cringer. I'm like, oh my God.
Hey, look,
that's awesome.
People love is the draw for my family. It's like, okay, I'll take whatever I can get. I know I'm going opening night, so
yeah, we all are. Critters. We all are.
You betcha. I will be ordering tickets the moment they are up. I'm going to be ordering it for myself, and I'll be ordering one for Connor, probably one for Ziggy too. And I don't, I'm taking off. We're going to go see this movie. We're going to go to the first viewing and probably a second and third viewing later that day. And I might dress up like Fisto. I don't know. I shouldn't say that, but I think you should. I'll put some aluminum foil on my hand.
There you go.
You know what? I'll wear the pink shirt.
Yay, do it.
There we go. I'll wear the pink shirt and the blue jeans.
A blue and gray striped sweater and aluminum foil on your hand.
There we go.
That you're Fisto.
I'm Fisto. All about that Fisto.
Or purple and gray, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
my color.
Well, I know we're gonna do another frenzy hopefully before the next trailer comes out. But I don't know. This is gonna be a Masters of the Universe year for us, for sure. Here on the Frenzy and here on the Skelevator channel. It's very exciting. This could have been very disappointing, right? And a huge thank you to Jukka for coming in. He is a 2000X scholar, amongst many other things. Jukka's amazing. So I'm glad, Jukka, thanks for coming in. Oh, and Jukka's still watching. So yeah. What do you think, guys? Should we call it?
Yeah, I'm ready for bed.
Me too.
Adam, I'm sure you are exhausted.
I'm super tired.
All right, let's just skip.
I mean, if we're ready to call it, I did want to bring up one more thing here that people were saying in the back a little bit.
Thank you. Yes.
There was 3 G.I. Joe movies, the 2 G.I. Joe movies, and the Snake Eyes movie. And do you know why we all forgot that Snake Eyes movie was even part of that? Because that movie was already done, and it was called Ninja Assassin, came out in 2009, and it was way better. And all they did was tone down the violence because it was Snake Eyes and made a shitty movie out of it. And that's why nobody remembers the Snake Eyes movie, because that movie